Hello, namaste. Yeah. So, why some videos are off? Paras question. So this coming 1 week will be intense because there is a solar eclipse as well. And of course, what is happening around the world. I do not know if you guys can notice within yourself what is going on around in the earth. But one thing I would definitely say, I was thinking during the walk that world is changing. How do I know? Because I'm not the same every month. That means it's changing. So when we say, there is so much chaos in the world, but the only criterion is, the hope is that if you are changing, that means there are many other like you who are changing. Make sense? Am I audible? Yes, okay. Well, it was a surprise for me because the whole process, I didn't even plan it, that it went on. And then I saw the first week, 8-9 days of chaos. Then everybody is doing poetry. And that was really amazing to see that, because as much you are surprised, I am also surprised, because every day I have no idea what I'm going to do. And it just happens. This is how it is. And this is one thing you guys have to remember for the future. For this kind of work, you will have never any fucking idea what you are doing. And that is the best criterion, because you will never have an idea that what is going to be my next plan, even next 2 days, or let's plan this, let's do that. As I was telling Jeet, that God must be finding us very cute when we are planning, okay, let's do this, let's do that. So that's so cute, that of us planning, but it never goes according to the plan. It always is like life, always new, something you can't imagine. And know well that whenever you have very good plans about something, that I will do this, I will do that, then that will happen. If it's all set in your mind very clearly, be sure it will not happen like that. It will not at all happen like anything. And even if you try to imagine but it doesn't come to you, that means there is a divine hand in it. And I think there are timings for these things. I mean, in a kind of a macro design of things, how things are happening. Because whenever I start such a thing, equally there are lots of interferences into my life, personally and environmentally and everywhere. Very strange people turn up, try to interact with me. The internet connection is unstable. It's audible, Jeet, right?
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay. So we'll see. Otherwise, I'll get on to the other hotspot. Once I a year back, I put a post that no matter what practices you are doing, here and there, pause and feel and look around where you are actually. It's one thing to be in our mental narrative. I have to do this technique. I have to grow this much. My Kundalini has to come up and open my third eye or get some realization. But in spite of all that, no matter where you are where you are. And that means in India, we call it Simran, because I was in a cafe today and I was discussing, this girl came and started to talk to me because she saw me on YouTube, internet and all that. So she was saying that she joined Brahma Kumaris and left them because they are talking about, they think they are the most superior way. They believe only in white light and that's all. I mean, it's a very Puritan path. Everybody wears white clothes and all that. And then we were talking about many foreigners coming to Raman Ashram and following Krishnamurti and following Osho. And one thing which I also was into the same club till I came to Rishikesh, that you have to have, it's not have to have, it's not some kind of traditional thing which I'm talking about here, the devotion. You have to have the connection with the boss whose kingdom you are in. It's very simple, because it's not just present, it's not just your boring life or whatever. It is also a very vast eternal cosmos and you are bleeping into it. And that remembrance, it is said in Indian scriptures that whenever a human being makes a connection with the total, remembers it, there are so many non-body souls, higher souls, they all celebrate because it's a rare phenomenon. Otherwise, most of the humanity is looking at it as some nothingness thing, some cosmic collision happening, and we're just bleeping out of it. Or all kind of narratives. We forget. Rahulji, please be still. And do not put camera down like that. Let me not see your legs. They're not sexy. Yeah, that's better. And that's what the insurgents of demons, whenever I try to mention the big boss, somebody will do something. And I am not joking. This happens with me every fucking day. As soon as I am into a certain space when I am going to drop all the narrative and I say, fuck it. This is it. This is who we are, who you are, whatever it is. It's all narrative. And at that very moment, some network from humans or here and there pulls you back into the story. Oh, you are in India. There is this issue and there is that issue. There is this person. There is this class. There is that. And this is what is very essential. See, there are many people who start to think that, okay, if I am into this devotion thing, then I don't need to do technique. No, it's not like this. I was thinking of an example that if I invite you to my home to play a game with me, you are a very good friend of mine. That doesn't mean that you sit on the side, you say, I am the connection with the master of the house, so I don't need to play. But I invited you to play, isn't it? So this is what mistake happens with many so-called spiritualists. They say, oh, our path is superior and we do not need to do any technique or method. It's a creative process. It's a constant. With each method, each technique, you're exploring the field you are in. Otherwise, you're only into the field of your thoughts. You're only exploring your stories and repeating them in a loop. You understand what I'm getting at? It's like this, that you are an artist, you are a scientist, but you make a friend who is kind of very simpleton, who make clean the road. Now, this person may like me, but he cannot really understand me till he himself does not understand art and understand science. Then you say, oh, wow. So here, techniques and methods are to get your wow bigger. You see how a normal person sees this life. They look at it from their narrative point. Okay, there is a God, it's made by him. It is very limp dick idea, There is no erection to that idea, It can't penetrate anything. But once you study science, once you study astronomy, astrology, art, understand the microbes, how they behave, then you like, oh, wow, this is what it is. That how fucking intelligent and how diverse, and you are trying to figure out with your few thoughts. True knowledge like this will bring humility into you. Any knowledge which starts to make you more and more, I know more, it means you do not know yet anything. And once you really start to see from the heart how things are going around, you are filled with wonder. Like Guru Nanak says that Ham bisam bhai mukh lage, hamara man mohyo Guru Mohan. He's saying, when he became enlightened, he said, I am thunderstruck with wonder. As soon as I came face to face with it, that I am wooed, I am spelled by Guru Mohan, the beautiful Guru. This whole form is beautiful form. And you are trying to develop a aesthetic, not a liberation, not a meditation technique, how to get out of my suffering. See the beauty of your suffering also, that how fucked up you are feeling. Isn't it beautiful? Everything is celebrating. Sun is coming and birds are chirping and you are crying, sitting in the room. That is beauty of art. That is like superb direction of a director, such a script. Even the actor forgets that he's playing a role. And God has forgotten within you that it is playing your character. That is the beauty of it. And the glimpses are when suddenly you see that there is somebody playing you. That's what means, following the will of divine. We say, what is the will of divine? Then should I do this? No. Keep getting fucked up, but that is the will of divine. And soon it will become love making. Right now you're feeling you're getting raped, then it will be like, oh my God, I thought it was rape. Oh yes, please give me more pain. Yes. And that's where you understand what the play is. Biggest disaster you can do to your friends and to yourself is that you start to take your stories seriously. Biggest barrier to drop in your life is worst of all barriers. Your being right about your story. This is so hard to give up. I am right what I think about this. And you are looking for validation for that. I recently met a cancer patient. She's mother of my friend here where I live. I didn't want to meet her, but she took me because she was seeing their house and all that. And I am sitting there talking. I realized she's enjoying the whole drama of it. She really does not want to get cured. Because when she was healthy, nobody was giving her attention. Not all her relatives and friends are calling up. And she's saying, doctor is giving me medicine. It's 500,000 rupees for 1 month medicine. I can see that, there is such a drama happening, It's a tragedy story. And I did not want to say to her, but the whole point was that I am not going to sympathize with you. You are the vampire eating on your body. You will rather kill your body than to let go of your story. And this is the cancer. She knows all the techniques. If she chants Om every day for 2-3 hours, it can be healed. But she doesn't really want to. Then she says, Babaji, give me blessing, put a hand on my head. I said, no, I don't want your disease. She felt a bit flustered. I said, no, why I should bless you? Because you are your own enemy, you know. So this is just extreme case, but I tell you, we all are suffering from cancer. That cancer is your own narrative, which is, I was reading about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs, who died, who created the Apple, right? Steve Jobs. It was a very technical corporate question, a solution and answer, but it made sense spiritually that for him, he would set a goal for the day. And there is 100% time, and anything which is in his mind, which is not regarding that goal, is noise. Only thing when he's using his mind for that project, that is the only music for him. Rest for him is all noise. So this is what the Simran means, that we are the noise beings. We love the noise. And that's why I say, do you chant Sita Ram, so that your definition of yourself is not a noise, but Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. You start to know yourself as a movement of energy. And it is not something, it's 24/7. You know yourself as a movement. Slowly, slowly, you will see that even walking is like that. In the beginning, it is very important. You struggle with keeping it in mind. In mantra japa, in the beginning, you have to bring integration of your ego, make it a part of the game. So you can even try this little thing. Before you chant, you say, I am so and so, I am Satya, and I am chanting Sitaram, and I am doing it. And then, so you are engaging your mind, your ego into this project of doing Sitaram. You're integrating your ego into that movement. Otherwise, what we do, my ego comes in, my thought comes in, how to do it. It's you only. You see, there are no separations. Outer layer is ego, layer beneath is Kartikeya, the Shakti and the awareness, and layer beneath is the cosmic energy. So no matter what you're going to do, the cosmos is going to use your ego. But here the important point is, as I said, can your ego be a healthy muscle or a cancer? Means your ego should serve this life, not contradict this life. So once you integrate your ego into your action, because this took me a long time to realize, in my youth, I constantly suffered with trying to put aside the ego and try to do the spiritual work, put aside the ego and try to do the spiritual work. It doesn't work like that. Your ego is part of the cosmos. So your body, your ego, your mind, your energy has to become one integrated unit. Your ego is the will of the cosmos to exist and do its function. It's not character you created. It's the character which exists. It also has to come to its ripening. Because many people talk about surrender, and Osho said something very beautiful which changed my deep perspective from life, that only a very strong-willed and integrated ego can surrender. Lukewarm ego will say, okay, I surrender, but I do not know if it is okay or not, you know. This is how it goes. But once an integrated person, very strong-willed person, it takes a huge will to surrender, that I surrender to life. I will not interfere. That needs will. Other side is also true. To follow the path of surrender, you need a very integrated will. And to follow the path of will, You need to surrender to the will. Then no bitching will do. I don't feel like. You will say, if I decided, I will do it. That is surrender to ego. Not that there you suddenly want to let go and surrender to things. Oh, I don't feel like, I feel like sleeping. No. Then surrender to the will means no bullshit will work. But people live in between. No. So this is very important that as an ego also get intimate with your processes. Then you will see a very different kind of awareness you will have about ego in context to cosmos. Through us, life is through your ego, life is through your instrument, life is becoming aware of itself in a very unique way. And it wants you to honor that perception. And few practical things before. This was one about chanting. Because I don't know why I said that I was surprised. That kind of inspired me to continue with this process. But now the process will be longer. It will take 4 or 5 months, and we'll let you know the details. Because this course in itself, what I said, it finishes. Because whatever need to be shared, I shared. This was just sowing the seeds, but it's up to you. Because you got the basics now. You don't have to do Kundalini every day, but make sure for 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day, shake your body. You understand what I'm trying to say? That is something part of you. You need to activate your energy every day. Secondly, this writing is something you do not need to do every day. If you want to, that's great. But that writing is learning to be friendly with your mind and let it express. Okay? And another thing which I shared about straight spine, that is your base and core. Let straight spine be a reminder who you are really. When you are slouch spine, you are a social suffering creature. When you're straight spine, you are a responsible animal of the cosmos. And you know you're connected with earth and sky. And that essentially is the root. Let that be your reminder, a physical remembrance. Breathing, I'll come to that later. Yes. Most important part, which I found in my last classes were missing, was that people were getting trapped again and again into the narrative of their mind. So that's why I started this whole process with watching the mind, expressing the mind. I am not saying don't have thoughts. Be aware that there are thoughts. Even when you are sucked into them, you know that you're sucked into it. And that is a very good news. Krishnamurti defines meditation as that becoming aware of the movement of thought is meditation. It's not something when no mind will happen. You know, even Shiva goes one step deeper. He says that feel I-ness, thoughts, and internal organs as me. He's saying feel thoughts. This you will come to realize after some time, that you don't have to actually be aware of each thought. You can just feel there are thoughts. Now you are functioning from a different center. You are aware there are thoughts, you are aware there are sounds, you're feeling your circumference. This is very important, because whatever you know about your life, whatever you know about spirituality, whatever you think you know, whatever you think will happen, it's all bullshit. It's all narrative. It does not matter. It's a fluff appearing into your head, and you think, yes, this is my world. This is who I am. And that is very important. Only then the guru can use you as it. There is mantra Om Gam Guru Bhayo Namaha. Gam, Ganesh, the total cosmos is the guru. How it can tell you its new messages if you are trapped into your own narratives? So make it convenient and easy for life to, because these vibrations, it's been 9-10 years, I haven't read any books, but it's all nature, and it's connection. It teaches you new insights every day. Then you realize that wisdom is something which is a live phenomenon of prana. So when you're doing Sitaram, there are many people who get into the thought formation of it. You have to become aware of the Kali of the mantra, which means the movement of the mantra. Forget the psychology of the mantra, the movement. Sitaram. Do you understand what I am saying? The very sound, the very movement of tongue, the very vibration, that is the wave where you can enter the ocean. You know, Hanuman is called Vishvarupaya, Amit Vikramaya. Vishvarupaya means when I am speaking, you think Satyaji is speaking isolated. This is the whole cosmos in the present, speaking through me and listening through you. This is what Hanuman is. So you are supposed to enter into Sitaram, not as your personal chant. It's a cosmic movement. Once you taste a little of it, you are fucked for life. You will not find anything interesting anymore. You will say, oh, fuck, it's all so boring. Everything arises with a boring thought, some excitement, then again you go into boredom. But here, it's a constant bang going on into you. That's what Guru Nanak says, that everybody is seeking truth, but a devotee is constantly dipping into it every day. How you dip? Enter the sound. Sound is cosmic. That's the difference. A yogi says, I will make Kundalini wake up, and then I will reach to the liberation, then I will realize the Brahma. But devotee says, this very Om is Brahma, and he starts to celebrate. And that pleases the boss, because it doesn't give a fuck about your yoga or tantras that are interferences into the system. But when you are really participating with the director loves such actors. You tell me what you want me to do. That's what, get Academy Awards. Otherwise, actors say, like Quentin Tarantino said, that the actors he hate, Bruce Willis and all that, because they were saying they are superstars. They will tell him how I want to do the scene and all that, and they were out of the scene. It somehow is something like this, that if my design is like this, honor that design. I was just having a very interesting thought, because I get these crazy thoughts and I wonder about myself, because so many are following. So I'm thinking I must be right then. So that gives me confidence. Otherwise, I wonder. There is one aspect which has not been discovered yet. What it means to have an ego at the same time feeling a cosmic being as well. Can you handle that? Can you not spoil your ego and start to dominate others because you think you're cosmic? Or you discard your ego and become cosmic? I recently put up a video for that. Madhud, who cannot come back. They get so lost. They have finding difficulty into adjusting to the social mind story narrative because they're living into that cosmic buzz. The whole noise of society is drowned, of ego is drowned for them. So they live like sometimes vegetables. Point is that this is where we are heading, because there are extremist measures. Either you become spiritual, or you become material, or you anti-ego, or you become super egoistic. None of that. It's a tool, you know. If I have a chisel in my hand to carve a stone, I'm supposed to carve stones with it, not to carve people's skull and killing them, you know. That's exactly how it is. That if there is no chisel, life cannot make a sculpture. So all these things are formed by ego. But ego has become the, what you say, forbidden word in today's spiritualism. Oh, you have to drop your ego. You have to go beyond your ego. As I keep on saying, you have to drop your Rajasic ego, which rushes forward from the speed of life. And Tamasic ego is which is slower than the speed of life. Sattvic ego is what is needed now, and you function and forget about it, because every moment there is always something, there is always a new Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. You can't even count them. Is this make sense? All of this. So forget you have to drop your ego. Forget you have to find liberation. It's a narrative. Take a jump. You are the cosmos. Don't tell it to people, huh, please, because that will be another ego game. You know, I am cosmos, mom. Oh my God, I should have let you have that boyfriend. That was much better. Now you're saying I am the cosmos. Oh, fuck. Things have gone out of hand. Now you're fucking with cosmos. Shit. Yeah, mostly people who have this, paranoia, they are the Brahma and all that. Basically, they need sex. Otherwise, they won't bother about spirituality. But anyway, to know that you are Brahma is a common sense. What else you can be? It is just your stories which is keeping you separate. Otherwise, this breath, you are not doing it. That's why I brought you to the slow breath. Why I asked you to do slow breath, so that you drop out of the speed of the mind, which is rushing. Your mind, this is the most beautiful way. Whenever you're going through mind fuck, start to do super slow breath. 3 breaths with practice, even 1 breath in 1 minute. You will notice your mind just cannot function, because mind needs to keep on shooting. And here you're consistently moving with the breath, such a super slow speed. And I tell you, you actually start to feel the rhythm, the energy of life. It's not something separate. The very breath movement is the movement of earth, is movement of the sun. Osho defined bhakti in a very beautiful way. He said that around us is a ocean of vibration and waves of vibration, of energy. As an entity, our deepest longing is to become that part of that, dissolve into that cosmic movement. If we take away all the cultural thing, Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Shakti, I dissolve, I surrender, essentially at the core, your vibration wants to expand as big as cosmos. Means before expansion, there is a dissolution. but ego still stays. There is no problem with that. So so this slow breath is going to give you a glimpse of your navel center. And understanding. Lao Tzu says that he called her the great mother, the nature. He said that her energy is available, but you have to be bhadra, gentle, to approach its energy, not push it. Otherwise, it is running you. You know, in India, we say that Hanuman is cursed. I mean, Hanuman means present energy is cursed. It doesn't know its power. Similarly, you also do not know your power. You think like an ego that I get energy from food, then I get tired, then I have to sleep. I cannot do all this, or I can do all this. But if you really realize the electric cosmos, one of the qualities of Hanuman is Sakala Guna Nidhanam, means every possibility is there in the prana. It can do anything, from flying to walking to going deep into the earth and everything, because prana is everywhere. Means on the pranic electric level, you are expanded all over the cosmos. But that when converges into your body, it gets stuck into the thought narrative formation. And you have to come back towards the sound of Sitaram. So you feel the vibration. There you are most powerful. That's why Hanuman could jump and all that, do all those things. I was in the jungle and after half an hour, I wanted to leave. But then I saw through the jungle, the trees, I realized they were aware of me. I do not know how, but they were aware of me. And I couldn't leave for 1.5 hours. Whenever I would pick up my bag, want to go, something will stop me, will keep me there. Because trees were making sound. You can't hear with ears. It was going on. So that is the prana I talk about. Once you start to connect with prana, you will notice the movement of bird is part of you, because the same prana which is flying that bird. That's how, it's not a concept. That's how Hanuman could understand the language of birds, of animals, because same prana. Once you're connected with prana, prana is speaking. Prana is the scripture. Prana is the Veda. And prana, you know the intention of human beings, of animals and everything. Thought. And it's a need very important in us on the thought level to create, because thought is the creativity of prana. So that's, I was very happy to see that everybody is doing poetry. Means 1 month back, this poetry was mindfuck, raw material. But once you start to put it all together, this is what really healing means. That's why art healed people. You put all the noises and make a song out of it. You have helped your ancestral DNA garbage to evolve through this effort. The moment you start to see the beauty, you start to create beauty, you are not only helping yourself, everybody on the cellular level who is connected with you is also having upliftment. But you cannot go outwardly and try to tell others, mom, you should do this, dad, you should do this, husband, you should do that. You do from other. It's a undercover work. And that in the video, very beautiful thing this guy said, this Sufi Wadud, that they may not be useful in the society, but they are the channel for the cosmic wisdom through a human being. Otherwise, you look at human beings, garbage minds are channeling. But a crazy human being who is connected, they are benefiting the whole humanity just by being there. They may never give any lecture or a discourse, but they're sitting on the planet Earth and feeling the vast divine being is transforming every human being. The 100th monkey effect. Animals change when their tribe changes, you know. So similarly, we also change when things change. So let this be your mantra. You can say to yourself, what's going on? And be quiet. What's going on means that which is going on. This is going on. So it's very important to have a connection of heart with this life. In India, they say that you may have done lives of yoga work, mantra chanting, and God knows what, so many powers you attained through some practices. But the day tears come to your eyes, feeling the life and its beauty, you do not know why you are crying, but something in you is touched. This, Kabir says, this goes beyond body. This connection is eternal. Not your techniques, not your methods. Once your heart opens up and start to cry, not out of why my life is like this, but more like you are some beautiful piece of music, suddenly something unknown touches you and tears come. That means now it is seeking you. It is seeking you through your crowd and reaching till you. And trust that if you're making this effort in Sufi's language, you're not making this effort on your own, because that is seeking you. That's why you're doing this effort also. So it's a, from both sides, there is an attraction. And I'm very frustrated because these talks I do, but when I am alone, what I feel, and I feel very frustrated into forming words and talking and telling you things. But what I really would like to say, it's, see, that's why it is difficult, because it's obvious. Look where you are. Look, cosmos, it is spread. Look, your breath is going on. What the fuck do you think it is? But just once you feel it. You know, when there is a very beautiful incident, then Janak, one of the greatest scripture in India is Ashtavakra Mahagita. This guy was contorted body. And when he tells Janak that you are always the Brahma, you are always the watcher. And when Janak is saying, oh, wow, really? And then Janak says, Shraddha kar, Shraddha kar. He said, trust it, trust it. Because you see, there are many glimpses happening to you where you realize, it's point, that's true. But your mind immediately doubts it because it trusts the misery and the narrative. So that's what Shraddha means, not on some God, that this very moment, this is. And if your mind says the logic, oh, but I have this suffering and this and that, that is also fine. Tell me a single enlightened person whose life was not complicated. They lived the way you expect to live. Sitting in a room, disciples serving you. No, it's a hell of a fucked up life because you're going through a constant friction and transformation with the life. But as Krishnamurti says, I have no problem with the problem. That is my addition. Krishnamurti says that I have no problem with whatsoever happens. But I said, have no problem with the problem. I know this is all seems like talks, but the key to it is whenever in doubt, come into the now sound. Narrative crashes. That's why in India, why it is so popular, Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman Chalisa is not about what is being said in the lines. Hanuman Chalisa is the very movement when you are saying Shri Guru Charana Saroj Rajani Man Mukar Sudhari Barnao Raghubar Vimal Jasu. That very movement is Hanuman. Not some monkey god and out there. We have really made it small. Hari Markataya means monkey is the completely present being. It's constantly representing the cosmic movement of the present. So that's what my whole effort is. How to enter this prana, present prana of your life. It's one of the very difficult thing to believe that the very chanter in you is the Brahma. It takes years, sometimes lives. But sometimes on the Guru's prompting, you're willing to believe. It's as far as that. When you say, okay, that's why Guru Nanak said, Ek Onkar Satnam. This moment is Onkar going on. And what a creativity of Onkar, that out of that humans, thoughts, cosmoses are appearing. But it's one sound vibrating so many forms. They did an experiment with the sound of foam on a huge pile of some material, and they vibrated that sound. And you know what happened with those piles of sands and material which was there? It was forming rocks and mountains and valleys, like how they are being formed on the earth in a micro on that experiment. So it's the vibration is so intelligent, the sound of Om, it contains everything of the cosmos. That means your present sound. If you can just take up doing Om every day, loudly, go to jungle, just Om, 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 Om. Your whole energy body within 1 month will be unified. Then you'll be addicted to it. You will not want to do anything else. Because see, even though relations are entertaining, they're scattering us all the time. That is our basic, deep core suffering. Everybody is scattering you. Everything is scattering you. And your longing is to become one sound and energy. That's why people love anything which engages them. Like Krishnamurti was saying that only reason there is so much craze about sex is only time your energy is really free. Rest of the time, your energy is restricted. Only on those 5-10 minutes, depending on you, that you are free as an energy. You know yourself as an energy. And there is such a trauma and drama and politics around it that some people are afraid to go there. So no, it's too complicated. Whereas it is your freedom. That's where you are actually free. Your energy is flowing freely. And why you think people who are chanting, they lose interest in sex? Not that they drop sex, because they start to feel this joy. Om, om, om. They don't want to be disturbed, because in India, they say that somebody asked Ramakrishna that I'm chanting, how do I know? He said, the once you start to enjoy the chanting, now you do not need to worry, because now it's the responsibility of the cosmic sound to evolve you. Once the juice start to flow in chanting, once you start to enjoy, you really love to, you feel some juice happen, some vibration starts to happen. That means now you are in good company. So on that, this is what I wanted to share with you. This is for crazy people. Everybody doesn't have to do it. I don't insist also, and I don't want any question. But Satya, you told another technique, how to fit it into my schedule. This is not for scheduled people, because coming few months are also not for people who want to fit themselves into schedules. It won't work, because I don't care if you don't have time, but there are people who have time, who want to do all this. So once you're doing Sitaram, don't do it like Sitaram, Sitaram. You have to go crazy. You have to go very fast, shake your spine, shake your body, go Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. You don't give yourself, you create a chaos for 5 minutes, start with. A point come, it is so intense, it's almost like having sex. Your mind is freaking out. I should stop. What if people are thinking? But Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. You touch something there. You touch high accelerated energy of cosmos, which is slowed down with your thoughts. And once you touch that, it will be so beautiful, but you will notice every time you want to do it, your mind is freaking out. It doesn't want to go there. Because mind does not like where something takes over. So you have to do it very fast. This is how I understood here in Rishikesh. And people are doing it gently, Ram, 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 Ram. And for years, nothing is happening. You have to make the chant as an energy vibration. And that's why I introduced you Kundalini. Once you're doing Sitaram, your spine will start to go like this. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Your pure energy movement. In that moment, you are the cosmos. In any given moment, you are the cosmos. So you are coming to that point, and it cleans out your garbage. Then you won't need any cathartic meditations. If you can chant crazily, loud, any other sound purifies you. That very sounds clear out the garbage you gather every day. So your sound has to become an explosion inside you. My sound is clear?
Just cut out for a second, but it's clear now.
Because I think this has gone red. So I think battery is over in this. So anyway, till now I talked a lot of mental stuff, but now I think after 2.5 years, I feel that I'll welcome people only who are willing to go a bit crazy with their energy. Because if you look around at anybody, you have to break certain barriers within you. And what I am suggesting is very beautiful and very joyful. That's why it's important to taste your energy like this. Very fast chanting, you create such a vibration within your spine. It will take some time. So I'm not saying do it too much, and also do not do it too much, because sometimes the right effort can trigger energy, and then given your mind and your narratives, you will freak out that what is happening. So sound is a very powerful way to experience yourself as a prana, as an energy being. And that's all is needed. And then your life is more vibration oriented. Your living is no more thought oriented, but vibration oriented. You'll be doing things where vibrations take you. You go by the attraction of the Shakti. That's what Krishna means, the attraction. You are living because of attraction towards life, not because you have to get a job, because you have to get married. All are attractions. Tantra says, forget the attractions, objects, just remember the very attraction. What is this? That very attraction is what we call juice. So after this day, after 1 week, I will take you to the journey of Shakti, because Navaratris are also coming after 21st. And with Shakti process, that's why I started mind process first, so you can differentiate. Because many people who are doing Shakti practices, that's why I touched the Shiva aspect. I did not name it, but the whatever you did with writing and watching, this is what Shiva practices, awareness. And once that is there, like a sun, then your Shakti stays disciplined. It's question of tempering your body, energy, mind system so you can handle energy. Because in the beginning, what I was talking, that you're cosmic, that is maybe nice philosophical idea. Let me tell you more practical thing. Once you actually feel it, it's a shock to your body. Your body is rushed with so much energy that your system is not ready. It took me 30 years of epilepsy to handle that, because your system is into small stories and suddenly you are overwhelmed with the presence where your story just dissolves. It's like a death. This is where I used to get epileptic seizure. My system would crash. But if you can handle it, so that's why I say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, get your system used to that intense energy you need to generate. So, because suffering also creates an intense energy. That's why I say stay with the suffering, feel the vibration of it. It makes your system tempered so you can handle life, the energy. Because what we call bliss is a happiness and pain experienced at the same time. That's what bliss is. Negative, positive coming together. But you can't handle negative and you ejaculate in positive. How you're going to sustain? You see, it's not the men thing only ejaculate. It's female thing also. Mentally, you keep on talking, ejaculating energy, because It's not something social flaw. It is your system is not capable to contain an energy. I wanted to tell a pranayam, but that I'll be do after 1 month. Because in that pranayam, you have to pack energy into your body. You can even heal your body by packing energy into that organ. When I was doing it, I realized it becomes unbearable after 10 seconds because prana is gathering inside and you feel you're going, like this. It starts to build up inside. So you can understand that why people go crazy when they become enlightened, why they go through the 1 year of madness, because there's so much energy, it is flushing your system clean. So, but I think that's why I experienced all this. So a right way can be, so you have to work with your energy now, and there will be chanting. And I have already introduced in seed form. I hope you've been doing gibberish. After gibberish, do the humming. That is the Durga. That is what Tara is. Tara is that. It is the source of all wisdom. It is the source of Ram also. Ram is manifestation. Out of that hum and that silence is the wisdom aspect of Devi. Then I said, go to your breath and feel the breath movement as sound of Om. Now you're entering deeper aspect of it. So this sound beyond all mantras and everything is what Shakti is. The very sound of mantra is what Shakti is. And sound and awareness, you and the sound are not two separate things. Other methods of meditations are separating your system. I'm not saying they're wrong, but here in this system, do not mix this with witnessing and watching your body from distance and all that. This is not my path at all. You will get contradictory inside. This is path of what I was saying, which saved me from my epilepsy. I tried in my youth going out of the body, watching my body. I succeeded in it too also, but it started to give me epileptic seizures because even path of witnessing, you have to drop witnessing after a point. You have to drop the whole process that I am watcher of the mind and the body. Once you've gone, you drop even that. You become that one life. Everything and you is just one phenomenon. You move, cosmos moves. Which way around it is, we cannot say really. Is it because cosmos moves, you move? Or is it you move, that's why cosmos moves? It's both. So in that, there is no separation between spiritual, material, body, soul, God. It's all this which is going on. And this is where starts the bhakti from a very different angle. Can you look at your life, at your boring room and boring life as the cosmic movement? Maybe a spark of joy comes. Oh, after all, I'm an interesting person. I'm cosmic. Huh? But for most of people, philosophically, it just stays an idea. What I am trying to do is give you the feel of the vibration of you. And once that vibration is felt, and interestingly, our society rejects everything vibrational into you. Sex. No, 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 no. Get married. Make it a packaged food. You cannot have it directly from the river. And anger. No, 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 no. Anger is the outcome of repressed sex. Then that is also not allowed. Go to a therapy. Then what is allowed is drugs so that they can criticize you for enjoying your energy. But for all that to happen, let me say it again. You have to become physically very, very fucking active. You cannot be a couch potato, please. You have to start to move your body, because the design of look, cosmos is so lean and robust. Other than human, every creature is so much into their form. And once your body is moving, all these things we're talking about becomes a very normal thing to experience. This is not a goal to realize you are a cosmos. That is very normal thing to experience. Real thing is living like that is what is needed on earth today. People who are living like a Brahma. And it's not a big deal. Crappy big deal is you think you are fucked up human being. That is magic. Magic is not your Brahma. Magic is how the fuck you can believe that you are this shitty story. My parents did this, my husband did this, my boyfriend did this, and this is where you're stuck. Jwalaya, Jwalaya, Jwalla, Jwalla, Prajwal, Prajwal. In Kunjika Stotram, Shiva defines Shakti. Jwalaya, Jwalaya means flame. Present moment is a flame. Hada Khan Baba also gave in one lecture. He said, around us there is flame of Shakti going on. So you are a constant flame. That is Jwalaya, Jwalaya. Jwal, Jwal means vibrating heat and brilliance. Prajwal, Prajwal, light and light. Every given moment, you are a flame giving out warmth and light. So that's what our mind is designed for, to have these kind of narratives within you. Then you will not develop an ulcer or a cancer of an ego, but a healthy functioning muscle of the cosmos. And such a person will immediately notice where that flame, that heat, that light is being constricted, is made into a packaged product. They will immediately cut out of that. They will say, no, no matter who is saying it, I will not become crushed fire, giving out smoke. This is what everybody is. Everybody is smoking out thoughts. And that's what you experience. Have you seen it? You started to put out flames of poetry before you were smoking, sending me messages, long, long stories, mental crap. But then when I said poetry and artwork is coming up, means now it is becoming a flame. Take a 5 minutes break, please. You guys also take a break. Okay, hello. Hmm. So one of the very, because 8, 9 months back, I was going to talk about it. And many people joined the course also for that, but in between, I felt it was not the time right, because it was the issue of male-female relation and sexuality, because that is very deeply related with understanding Shakti. Because what is happening is that 90% of people who are into spiritual processes, they have very, very perverted relation with their energy. They see it as a social property. They see it as something which is the property of their wife or their parents or a society. They do not see their energy as their being. So you're living an extra ghost entity hovering above your energy, judging it and rejecting it and whatever, all those things. So there is one process, because this next energy course will start after 8, 9 days. For that, there is one process in which you guys can try. Jeet will give you the standing posture in which you have to stand. And that is like bent knees. And anyway, that posture will be explained. It's better you do it bare feet. Because you see, as I was explaining in a previous post, that this path is not about taking your energy up like yogic method, because that is a very complicated method in today's society, because it is a path of purity and circumstances are not pure at all. That's why I was having epileptic seizure all my life, because you do meditation, you take your energy for a certain level, but as soon as you meet people, your being is like a sensitive film. It is immediately get impressioned by other people's energies. And you do not even know if it is your depression or is it your sexuality. Is it your frustration with life, or you're getting impressions from people who are around you? Understanding what I'm saying? But that can happen, that understanding can happen only once you are aware the pure field of your energy. For example, when you are breathing in, that is the fire aspect of your energy. You feel your body is filled up with a certain very subtle excitement, attention, and energy when your breath is coming in. That is the fire aspect. And when you breathe out, your body goes through a relaxation. That is the water aspect, feminine aspect. But you see, once you're breathing in, your body is feminine. It is receiving the energy. You understand what I'm saying? So fire is going in, but your body is feminine. So Ram is happening anyway, both breaths. So once you're filled with fire, when you breathe out, Now you are giving out fire and your body is becoming water, relaxing. Understand what I'm saying? It applies both ways. So breath in is the ma, breath out is the ra. Ra is the death, ma is the birth. So that's what we mean by Ram, Ram, Ram. When you're speaking, when you're doing, you're dying, you're burning, you're spending. Once you become quiet, you start to take birth. So this is a cycle of energies. Same applies in sex. Before I come to that, so you have to become not really your breath. You have to become aware of this feel of the body in the in breath and feel of the body in the out breath. Now you are understanding the basic rhythm of yin yang of cosmos. Once you get established into it, please stay still, whosoever you are, wherever you're, please be still. Sumit, stop rubbing your mustaches. When you're still, you can really understand what energy I'm trying to relay. If you're doing all this and yawning, it goes wasted. Be fucking still so that you can receive the vibration. It doesn't get cancelled by your movements. It's a vibrational thing. So when you're breathing in and breathing out, there are two mother, father, left side, right side energies are happening inside you. It's the rhythm of these two energies. When they're balanced, your kundalini starts to circulate up. This is not the forced awakening of yoga. Even Sitaram does to that. That's why I said you will notice when you're doing Sitaram very fast, you will start to notice after a few days or a month, energy starts to move into your spine upward. Because Sitaram balances your yin yang channels. Ida Pingala, sun channel and moon channel are balanced. It is one of the most balanced approach towards spiritual, the mantra Sitaram. The very sound Sita Ram is creating fire and water inside you, and it's creating their balance. In their balance, there is the birth of your Kundalini energy, the Sushmana Nadi. Hey Bhagwan. Yeah. So in this standing practice, what you are going to do is I explain you briefly how this works. Your knees will be bent, and it will be preferable if you're standing in a garden or earth. No shoes, bare feet. When you breathe in, feel a fire from the earth is rising up through your feet, up your spine, and going out through your head. And when you breathe out, feel a water-like cool energy showering on the top of your head and filling your whole body and going deep into the earth. It's magical. Try this and you will feel kind of very different after doing 2-3 minutes of it. So you are learning the intention to pull energy also from the earth. So feel, this is what we call Tara, the fire which leaps up towards the brain. And that is the Shakti. And from top, the Shiva energy, what we call Soma, the energy of the cosmos comes to meet it and flows, falls from top of the head into your body. As I said that in this method, it is about circulation of your energy all over your body and all over your spine, not specifically awakening certain chakras, because this is more appropriate method for modern culture. You create circulation of energy into your body. So this is the basic circulation in which you stand bare feet and your head will be kind of Your top of the head is pulled up, means your chin goes in and your head is pulled up, and you're standing and your armpits are a little bit open, and you have to breathe in from the feet, and you will start to feel in few days some energy goes up your spine, top of your head. And then from breathing out, the water like cool energy entering, showering your body and going into the earth. You're establishing, that's why I said in the beginning, do a straight spine. That's why I said do Kundalini. That's why I said do gibberish. Now these practices will happen very smoothly because your pathways are clean. Even this is done with sitting also, but that I will not go into it right now. But this way you are re-establishing the natural circulation of energy, which is happening anyway, but we are disrupted because of our thoughts. Making sense? And people who have this understanding of their yin-yang energies, they can have successful relations with their partners as well. They can understand what Tantra is. Because Tantra is not about, like sex is not about ejaculation and releasing your energy. It's circulation. Men keep on playing the male role, being fire, being giving. And I have seen awkward movements in my life also. That once you have shared your energy through foreplay, now you have to still keep on playing the male. I did not know that that is the time when I have to become a female. And on the other hand, female are stuck into their feminine aspect. They are not willing to become male and move and do their movements because either they're too repressed about expressing their sexuality. It is job given only to men. Otherwise, circulation happens. Man gives energy to the woman. And once woman receives it, she breathes in, she is filled with fire. Now she has to pour it on the back through her movement. He will become a female. He will receive and tell me which guy would like to lie down and receive from her. He wants to play Mr. Lover, Mr. Macho, and he wants to do all the games. But this is the circulation. And once she pours into him, again into him arises a urge and a sexuality to give her. And this circulation can go on for hours. Here I am not talking about penetration or anything. Here it's just in the foreplay, you're circulating energy. This is what tantric relation is. You do not need a physical trespass. You just need to circulate energies with each other. But for that, you have to be willing to become a woman and a man together. That means not only speaking, that means not only listening and taking. This dialogue. This dialogue of energy, if it is not established within you, you cannot receive from life really. Mostly people are doing spiritual efforts as a male, men. They just keep pushing towards the life. They never receive back. That's why I say after chanting, be quiet now and receive. Now become a female and receive. It is echoing back your efforts. It is entering you and nourishing you. Or some people just choose a path of completely feminine. And there they are just passive about things. Circulation is real surrender, not being passive or aggressive. Circulation according to the need. So this is very important because why I did not talk about all these subjects in the past was that there are, you see, many schools around the world which are teaching people about Tantra and all that. But nobody is making them aware of the basics of yin yang, giving and receiving. People know philosophically, but technically, practically, they do not know what it means to create a fire energy which goes upwards, then passive energy which enters into you. This circulation, then same thing done with the hands. You can project your energy out through the hands, and then you can receive from the hands also. You know, there are touches. There are touch which is aggressive, which is going inside. There is a touch which receives. Are you aware of these two touches? One is an intrusive touch, other is a receptive touch. Dogs know about it. Children know about it. So we are constantly giving and receiving, but our psychology is interfering with those energies. And but that pranayam which I wanted to teach, I think we will do with the energy sessions, because it is called, everybody knows about it. In yoga, people also do it, but they do not do it with the right understanding. It's lom vilom, left and right nostril breathing. But people do it just in a very usual way it is taught. But if it is done rightly, you won't be able to do more than 5 cycles. Your body will become so built up with energy. They say that once you stop your breath long enough, it starts to reconstruct your inner organs. But after a while, it starts to destroy also. So you have to know the right balance, hence not pushing. But that is anyway will come later. And this is one of the main healing methods of Tai Chi Chi Kung also. You breathe in, hold your breath, and focus the breath on the organ which you want to get healed. And you will see a certain energy start to build up, a heat start to build up, then slowly release. So this is kind of, in a general, I'm trying to give you an idea. So what happens is that as a men are exhausted. As a female are overburdened with energies of men. I was telling in last discourse that I saw something very peculiar in female prostitutes. In Rishikesh, I was seeing these 5 very male-looking women. And I realized most of the prostitute, after a few years of prostitution, they become very male. Do you know why? They keep on getting male energy filled into them. Various male are releasing their male mentality into them. Hence, they become super aggressive females. So this circulation is very important. This is where I am teaching you the basics first, because then everything, because I am right now creating a potential into you that nobody, not any guru can distract you, because you know the basics. Any guru speaks about going against those basics, you know this guy is a fraud. I am lucky in that way. I came to all these basics through Osho. I met very powerful, impactful people who could read your mind and tell you the things. But for me, this was bullshit. I was not impressed with them. They were impressed with me. Why? Because once you have seen a person like Osho, what really enlightenment means, then these all are jugglers. Read your thoughts, tell you something, make you experience something, and they think, I will not touch their feet. They say, why you are not touching my feet? I cannot disrespect Osho. Because after touching his feet, I can't touch your feet. You have to be of that category. From that level also, like many people ask me that why don't you go to Sadhguru and all? It's not a judgment, but I don't know if you guys know it or not, but once you have seen Osho and how he is, and when you see Sadhguru, it doesn't. See, here I am telling the kind of song I like. I am not criticizing anybody. For some people, Sadhguru is amazing, great. But I think what is happening is that Osho was such a multi-dimensional guru. He touched every aspect of life. But many gurus which are present in today's time, they're touching only specific aspects. They're not touching human life and energy in totality, that what are the issues. till they are not touched, even their efforts are getting wasted because people are going to come across their energy. No matter how you stare at your third eye, your energy, once it starts to move up towards the third eye, it is going to show what it is carrying. Either you're so established into a third eye that you keep watching them and let them go. That is also a path, but it will be a very sterile path. You did not pass your examination in the lower classes with a proper technique. You reach straight away to the university level. Now you'll be afraid to come to the streets also. Is this making sense to you? Or is just making sense to me? Hmm. My signal is gone.
Ah, you're still live.
I'm still live, so because
Yeah.
I'm not receiving any videos. Fine. You all are Kartikeyas. Kartikeya is the second son of Shiva. Kartikeya is called Gyan Shakti Dharaskanda, means awareness and energy sphere. Any given moment, no matter what you're going through, bullshit, garbage, happiness, pain, it's only that sphere which is making it all happen. Do you know your bullshit in your head is your creation? Everything which goes on into your life, you create with your sphere of awareness and energy. You tell yourself a story, create a field around it, and suffer from it. Your body is standing together because it's made of energy, Shakti, and Shiva in one unit. Actually, whole cosmos is that energy and awareness. There is a there's one very, I don't know if you guys will understand, maybe some of you can. 1,000 names of Kali. In that, there are list of 50 names of Kali with only one word. Swambho Shakti. Swambho Swan. Swambho means self-aware energy. That's what Kali is. That's what Shiva is. Self-aware energy. Once you're saying Sita Ram, Sita Ram, do you realize you're aware that you're saying Sita Ram? And that is the whole point. You slowly, once you become total into doing chanting, you will become aware it's only you and energy. That is the first moment of self-realization, not some big drama of enlightenment. You are and making this sound. And that's all that exists. Rest is all, nothing is going on. Just this is pumping up the whole cosmos. And that's what the journey is, to return to that basic 2 points of energy and awareness vibrating. Am I going to LSD? When you say mind fuck is going on, who is saying that and who is projecting it out? It's you only. And I am making you aware of a choice that you do not have to play that story. But how that is possible? If there are people are having problems with my life and this and that, yes, it's all true. But you do not have to play that movie in your head again and again. And it made a huge impact on your life that if you don't play that. So everything you do, from walking to thinking to eating, it's only Shiva Shakti. Moving on. When you're chanting, it is Shiva Shakti only. No matter you say Om Namah Shivaya or you say Sita Ram, you say Hanuman, it's basically that Kali, which is Shiva, is moving, constantly moving. To stay with this constant movement is to stay in the state of what you say cosmic awareness. But you take pauses, then you deflate yourself into thoughts. But there also, you're always a movement which is creating thoughts, weaving stories, resting, feeling miserable. But you are only that dot which is constantly moving and projecting and moving. So chanting is a way to come in touch with that, to minimize your thoughts to one thought. Ram, 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 Ram. Then you realize that there is only Ram. No story was ever true. Any given moment, look at it. You are this, and rest are the stories around. So your relationship with your energy is going to be the issue in the next session. There I will talk about, I think many youngsters need guidance regarding male, female, both regarding their sexual energy. I think everybody does. And it's sad that neither men nor women has actually experienced their spouses as energies. They know them as psychologies, as bodies. But you can do that only when you know yourself as energy. Then you might get divorced from the couple you are with. Hold on a second, please. I have to put the charger on. Hmm. So there were basics. Hum is one of the very important basics. It breaks the barriers of your energies. Don't do it too much, but Hum is used by Islam also, because whole culture was in Muladhara. And it's a mistake for many Indians in today's time. They straight away start to do Om, because your energy is in your Muladhara stuck there and you're doing Om. And then you say, nothing is happening. I'm doing Ram, nothing is happening. Because it is not catching fire. Your Ram has to catch fire. Like Shiva says, Jwal, Ham Sam Lam Cham Pat Swaha. Jwal means catch fire. Each word you say catches fire once your Hum is activated. Then your words have a prana. Any ears it reaches, it activates. Your touch has a prana. Anything it touches, it activates. So that's why, so everything was very basic. Don't take it lightly, because these things are your tools. You have to use them and keep on working with them, because mostly people are afraid of because it starts to activate your vitality, your Muladhara, your second chakra. You start to feel new kind of energy within you, which doesn't adjust to your current relation and social situation. And that's where the contradiction arises. So that's why creativity and dancing and these kind of activity, because energy is not looking for a spouse, it is looking for creativity, it's looking for an expression. It needs to move and flow through your hands and arms. As Shiva says, you can have sex with moon also. You can have sex with nature also. You just stand there and move and share energy. And it's the same process. Once you have understood really the Tantra, how to circulate your energy with male and female with you, and then you see it's the same thing happens when you, what do you think I told you the technique of looking at trees? It's sex. You look at a tree, you give your energy, then you become passive and receive. I am corrupting you, Virgin Marys and Virgin Davids or whosoever. I am teaching you sex. Looking, you're giving energy, and then you receive energy. Then you will know other aspect of having sex just by looking into the eyes. It's much more impactful than the physical one. Because still you do not understand this basic, as I said, many people around the world are trying all these techniques and methods, but their basic, the cosmic mother and father are not in good relation within them. Their Shakti is rejected by them. Their mind has taken form of a thought form. The mind here I talk is the mind which exists before thought, the Shiva aspect of you. So you guys look forward to do the process, energy process, starting with the new moon. Because this course ends today and there will be separate, then every month it will be, you have to kind of, that Jeet will tell you what the process will be, not process, but what will the procedure will be. But one thing I would like to say that please participate and do not ignore certain things, because nothing I have told you which is not useful, which doesn't have a context into your life. And you can go around, I can tell you with guarantee, you can go around with as many gurus. You will not get that amount of information which is useful for you as a human being. You will get information only in context to what that guru is teaching a specific path. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is something I figured out as a human being going through various paths, that there is not a system which is saying to whole body yes, saying to your ego, to your sexuality, to everything yes, and not making it a problem that, oh, if you are, as long as you are having this uh, attraction towards life, you cannot get to God or enlightenment. And who do you think is having sex in you? You? No. It's that very God is having sex in you. And that's how you transform your process. It's that very God, the Brahma, is doing techniques and methods into you. Start respecting yourself. No, my path I call Atma Bhakti. Atma Bhakti is devotion to the self. For a such person, if they give you a devotion, then it's worth something. You are full of self-rejection and you touch the feet of a guru, it means nothing. When you are filled with deep gratitude and respect for yourself as a cosmic being, and then you bow down to the other, there is some value into that. Okay, anybody has questions regarding the process from the last time? We can do some
Yeah.
iron out the wrinkles.
Daniel has raised his hand.
Yes, please.
Hi.
Well,
Yeah, I have a question about what you mentioned earlier, when this
hmm?
experience of raw energy and raw Shakti, raw life force, you're moving with such intensity and focus and, almost ferocity. And it feels amazing in the body, but the mind is totally freaking out. The mind is trying to do whatever it can to shut it down, grabbing at problems and trying to throw them at you just the energy will calm down. So I have been having some experience of this recently, both in practice and, just after you've had a good day, done many practices, you go out in the afternoon, the evening, and you feel good like this. So I guess the question, is there any way that you can help, you know, train the mind or convince the mind that it's okay, that it doesn't have to sabotage this energy, that it can relax and enjoy the energy? Is there a process for that, maybe?
You see, for example, I myself, I'm learning stick martial arts at the age of 60, and I'm learning new ragas of singing, and I'm learning new methods of painting, and I am doing stone carving. I am doing Tai Chi martial arts. So this is all, it's not you make a choice. Allow your energy, it will burst into that many movements. You understand? Because somehow it has not been taught into our this traditional spiritual systems. Nobody really talked about creativity. Only you see that in Buddhism or in ancient India, but in recently everybody is sitting on their butts and waking their kundalinis. They don't realize this kundalini is a creative force. And if you do not give it a movement, you will have a super creativity happening. That means your kundalini is awakened. It is not you're seeing lights and chakra opening and you're seeing these petals. This is all bullshit. This is spiritual pornography. I have not still seen any petal in my life, any color in my life. I feel lucky for that. What I have seen is intense singing happens. You start to burst into singing. You start to dance. You start to create madly. That means Shakti in you is free. It is forming a new cosmos. Before you are rotting into the repeated cosmos, that's what is the state of no Kundalini activated. When Kundalini activated, what is the suffering aspect is it will burn the bullshit. You will not be able to tolerate anything boring and stagnant. So that's why I keep on insisting, please and please, if you're starting into this process, get creative. It's not about becoming an artist. Learn djembe. There is YouTube. There are so much available. And you will feel a certain sense of expansion. When energy comes, you will realize that it knows what to do. Right now, you have to ask this question because you are thinking like a mind who is handling the energy. Then your what you say, gestalt shift. Now you are an energy which is treating the mind. Right now, you are a mind trying to handle the energy. And once you start to live into your navel center, 2 inches below your navel, then you realize I am that which is in the belly, that animal which roars. "Ah!" And that roar is you, not that mind which is like a rat whimpering. So into that, that's why I say that you have to become a little bit crazy and not give a fuck about what people think. Otherwise, you cannot really get onto spiritual path. You have to, and do you know that, as I said into the video, I have met so many of them in Rishikesh. Their madness is their protection. People leave them alone. Oh, she's crazy. Leave her alone. And that is intentional method. Because you are so obedient and listening to everybody, you cannot really go crazy. So this is a method that show your madness. Sometimes people will avoid you. Start to crazily start to scream or something which is nothing to do with the other. They will say, what the fuck just happened? So this is what Shakti has to be. And Shakti is a wild character. You have to be willing to become a wild character. Of course, there'll be constant. Even I keep on having these struggles. That's why I mostly stay in the jungle or in my room. When I meet people, it's very exhausting because You want to tell them, oh, fuck off and shut up, but you cannot because you have to get something done. But at the same time, you are aware that this is a mad. Before you empathize and you become like them. Now you know this is bullshit, but I have to sit for 10 minutes. So this is like what I say, the path of warrior. You have to keep on finding your way. But on your own personal level with your energy, you have to have a good connection, and good connection with your woman is allow her freedom to create. As woman's body creates a baby, that's a creativity. Allow as a mind, as a male, your female, your energy to create as much. That creation is where you come into the good books of Kali, Durga. She starts to appreciate you because you allow her freedom. Then you get a freedom. There is a whole science behind it, that this relationship with Shakti. It's not about how do I manage, how do I manage. No, no, no. Let Shakti manage you. You say, you show me the way, please. You see, this is one of the prayers. It took me 30 years to realize. Once you sit down in meditation and you realize you do not know what to do, you really say it to life. I do not know. Please show me the way. Now you are on right track. Don't try to figure out always. Tell Shakti that I am yours. You show me the way. And from your side, give her all the tools she needs. Get creative. Does that answer you?
Yes. Thank you.
Next.
Yeah, Pankti.
Namaskaram, Satyaji. So my question is regarding the mantra, like the chanting. So when you gave the mantra Gam Ganpate Om Gam Ganpate Nama, so first we have to start with the like saying it loud and then repeating it in the mind and then go quiet. So after doing that, now I'm at the point where I feel like more into it while doing it loudly. And then when I try to do it in like mentally, it is not happening. Like I'm not keeping up with the mantra, and instead of that, I'm seeing some things which I have never seen in my life. Like as in like some faces of people, some circumstances, some situations, not in front of me, but in form of thoughts. So I don't know. And before that, like before this Ganesh mantra, I used to do my meditation mostly on in like internal, like in mental chantings. But now I'm just not able to do that. It's just either a loud one and then go silent. There is nothing in between.
You see, with the mind ones, just focus on doing only once in the mind.
Okay, as in just one chant like that?
Just one time, and then after a gap, that's, you see, now I have to do just one more chant.
Mm.
Because once you make a plan of doing for 15 minutes, then your
Mm.
mind runs around. So here,
Mm.
as I'm saying, chisel by chisel, you're certainly trying to have a sculpture without using the chisel.
Mm.
Brush stroke by brush stroke. Forget about, I cannot do it. Can you do it once?
Mm.
You are thinking
Mm.
of people, no? These are
Mm.
also mantras, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
you have to just learn to, for just once. That is just the beginning. One brick at a time. Just one, say it in the mind. Then again, say it in the mind. Even if you can manage 10 times, you are evolving above the humanity. I tell
Mm.
you, people don't go past to, I mean, people can keep on doing, but they're not really aware. Mind is thinking other
Mm.
things also. But
Mm.
what I mean, when you do it in the mind, it will give you energy shocks. If you manage 10 times, just only Om Gam Ganapate Nama in the mind, you will feel your energy is building up. Heat is happening into your pit of your belly because now you're creating a fire which starts to move upwards.
Mm.
So this is
Okay.
something in the big, it needs some training because this is an introversion of energy. You are used to living outward.
Mm.
Even when you're doing physically with the mouth, loud sound, you're not really there with it. You think you are
Mm.
there. Body is making sounds, but you're not there. And that's where you have to do it consciously. Om Gam Ganapate Nama, Om Gam Ganapate Nama. Each strike of the tongue and sound should be your conscious effort, not a autopilot is going on. That's why mantras are damaging people. They already have autopilot mind fucks, they add another mantra to it. Conscious chanting of mantra starts to give a control to your car that this is the steering wheel. I can actually consciously drive it around. Then, once you have done that long enough, then in the mind it will happen naturally. And don't worry about doing 1,000 times. Manage 10 times. Increase to 15 times. Stay maintained focus. And I tell you, it's a big accomplishment, even if you manage 9 times. It's a huge accomplishment. People cannot stay more than 2 times. Anybody who is thinking they can, you are in illusion. Look at it again. Once you're doing in your mind, your mind wanders off. Even half of the mantra, it's going somewhere else. That is what the disease which you're treating with. That you have a control, a grip as a Kartik, as a energy awareness, not attached to any word, but using every word at will. You cannot say that about walking. Satyaj, I try to walk, but my feet just start to go here and there. How that is happening?
Conscious.
Once you decide to go somewhere, you go there. No, you don't say my feet just go here and there. It starts to stop at different shops, start to pat a cow. I mean, that is another thing. That is beautiful thing. But point is that if you decide, that's what I was saying in the beginning, you have to be integrated ego also. That me, Pankti, I have to do this. So I will be doing the mind and do it. Small step. Don't make big projects.
So, like, my question, the why this question, because like all this time, like before this practices, I have always done this in mentally, and now it is disrupting. So that's why this question came. Like I was able to do it till now, and suddenly I'm not.
Well, maybe that was in a wrong
But it
state
was
of
a
self.
different mantra. Yeah, maybe.
Wrong state of self you were doing it,
Okay.
because
As it?
means why you were doing it and who told you to do that, and you are just mechanically repeating, because we are, Shiva said, mind is mantra. Mantra is not something Om Gan Ganapate Nama. Anything which repeats in the head is mantra. So basically, you are repeating many mantras from YouTube to internet to Instagram. These are all mantras. So you are trying to create a one sound which takes 60%, takes over 60 to 80% of your mental noise. Then you will know what I mean. Then what will come out of you will be poetry, because your energy is now unwasted, and that it gets creative. Then you start to form things. Then great ideas come to you, because your mind energy, creative energy is constantly getting wasted into. And traditionally, I haven't seen any guru telling people to do it consciously, with intention, with aware intention in the mind. They just say, do it in the mind. And that fucks them up. Even chanting, you have to do it a conscious chant, so it doesn't become an autopilot. And in the further practices, while you're chanting and suddenly stop, and you boom, a silence. That is the point. That is ajapa jap, unchanted chant of life, buzz going on.
Okay. Thank you, Satari. I have one more question, but I don't know if I'm allowed to have another question. So I'll just pass on for now. That's okay.
Yeah, Harshal is nice.
Harshal, your microphone is off, man. Who was asking the question? Harshal, no? I can't hear you. You have a question? Ask, no?
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
It says the host did not allow me to unmute. Okay, so Namaste Satyaji. I did not have a question, but I wanted to share a desire. After doing catharsis, meditation, shaking, dancing, and sitting still, I just felt like I wish to do that with you in your presence once because it's so powerful, engaging, overwhelming, and
Not happening. It took me 3 days to recover. I met somebody who was that will happen, but in future there will be some situations where people can come, but it will not be coming to just meet me, but there'll be a project and to do things and do meditations and all that. Because you have to take compassion on me as well, because you may feel good, but I may not feel good at all, because people have lots of stuff going on which they're not taking care.
Mm.
So it's kind of an energy shower you need to have to become. Yes, then other things will happen. And anyway, it's all part of one process.
Mm.
I am participating with you guys, even I want it or not, because when I am giving you posts and giving you instructions,
Mhm. Looking forward to it. So just wanted to sit in your presence, just be around your presence. That's all.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Thank you.
Next.
Anastasia is next.
Mute. Okay. Hi. Namaskar.
Namaste.
I wanted to ask about so doing this process with you. Before I used to do qigong and reiki and all this, and now in this process, this thing that you say, these shocks, I get on and off like a shock, like as if a tiger jumps out of a bush or something at me, like, and my mind, like physically, yeah, I'm going through it, and I push myself with the shaking, with the. But this shocks, sometimes I feel I don't know what to do, so I run to smoke a cigarette or I do something stupid. So any advice or any like something that I can do quickly in that moment so I don't lose the flow, because I start feeling this overwhelming energy. This it's very strong, but my mind then freaks out and I feel this tiger jumping at me, and yeah, I run away. Yeah, I don't know if there's something I can do to stay there.
It takes some time, like I can't say this is something unique to you. It's with everybody, because everybody wants to experience meditation, God, or enlightenment. When the glimpse comes, first thing you do, you want to run away.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the very important things. You guys have to get adjusted energetically and psychologically with a new way of your being as well. Because we are so accustomed to live as a psychology with the problems. It's an addiction of thoughts. And when energy starts to happen, it prompts you to move or fuck you. See, movement reduces the value of the mind. It activates the importance of energy and vibration with the life. And mostly mind avoids to get into any situation where you are more of an energy and less of a mind. What you can do is, when this such happens, is that freeze. Before even going for a cigarette, freeze for 5 minutes. Don't do anything, just become a stone statue. This is one of the methods used by Zen masters, used by Sufis, and used by Shiva also. Suddenly stop. And in that, you're breaking the pattern. As I said, hum, phat. You're breaking the pattern.
Yeah. Hum, phat works the best.
Yeah. So then you see, the point is that it's about breaking the pattern, because this is kind of a pattern in us that as soon as some deep engagement happens, you want to get out, because you want to come back to the comfortable state of mind. So that is one of the things which is important to understand, that get accustomed to that way of living, which is being as an energy. rather than
Yeah. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. I don't know.
Hmm?
Yeah. It's overwhelming in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in this process that we're doing all this video, like me as a Reiki practitioner, I kind of stopped doing the Reiki because it gets very intense. But do you think, because I heard you talking in the video about, you can't heal anyone actually and all this, should I completely drop this Reiki thing? Like, I
Yes, you
feel the
should.
chi, I channel it. Yeah, right?
Yeah. This is ego games. I channel the chi to other people and all that. Do not do that. You will
Yeah,
take their karmas. I have met Reiki
yeah, yeah.
people. They later on have major deep issues with energy. You see, only few people who are capable, they somehow do it, but they start to teach others. They do not realize it is not in everybody is designed to be a healer. Your
Yeah.
own bioenergy will start to get exhausted. After a certain age of 45, you will start to fall sick.
Yeah.
And this Reiki and all are used by ego these days. You cannot say that you have a great humanitarian reason. It's all ego game. Who are you to heal? Maybe that person has to go through their suffering so they can evolve out of it and grow. So you're interfering into the process of cosmos. We think suffering is bad. Let me heal you. No, that is that person's karma. All you can tell them is make them aware that, you see, this is where you are fucked up. You have to look at it. Not that let me take your pain away.
Yeah.
You have crippled that person for rest of their life because they needed to go through an issue. They needed to go through the fire of their suffering and come out of it or die there. It's part of the purpose. But you come in, and this by law, her karmas or his karmas will come into you because you are exchanging it with your karma.
But now I'm
Many,
doing so only to myself so far.
yeah, that is fine. But many healers are upset with me because of this. This is how you can say that. But this is how it is, Even masseuse and all those people, only few people are capable of doing even massages. Otherwise, the systems break down after a while. Next.
Geeta.
Hello.
Yes.
Namaste, Satyaji. I have two questions. The first one is related to writing practices. So that has something which has been very helpful for me, and I could feel like, let's say, there's a yarn that is disentangled and sorry, which is totally entangled, and then with writing, I could feel like my nervous system disentangling itself. Now that when I have completed writing, I understand that when, let's say, we are in certain situations, we are also accepting certain behaviors and we are also demonstrating certain behaviors which are not right. So, what to do with it now? Like, I'll just use your words. You said, be so clear with your writing that you understand how you've been also a bitch in the circumstances, right? In certain situations. Now, what to do with those realizations that are coming in?
Nothing. Chareveti,
Feel that.
Chareveti.
Okay.
This is garbage cleaning. You're cleaning your room out. You don't ask me what to
Mm,
do with this scrapper from the last week of candy I ate. These are
mm,
all garbage information.
mm.
You understand? You don't have to do
Okay.
anything. You have to bring it to light and let it go.
Okay.
Your point is
Okay.
not that some psychoanalysis, then you figure out what to do with it. That is beats the purpose. Many people get into this analysis. No analysis, nothing to do. And what to do, I have already shown you.
Mm,
After gibberish, there is a silence. That is what you do. There is a
okay.
hum. That is what you do. There is watching of the breath. That is what you do. With thought, you do
Okay.
the poetry. That is what you do.
Mm,
Drop this idea as a thought, as an ego. I have to do something about it. No, you are a knot of repressions and thoughts. You have to open that knot.
mm,
Once that knot is opened, your wisdom is free. It knows then what is
mm,
discardable, what is worth keeping.
mm, mm. Okay.
Okay?
And the other question is, I think it's similar to Anastasia's. Like there were certain days when I felt so electrified. When I went to park, it wasn't like I'm running at a certain speed. There was something that was pushing me. I was jumping and running around, and like sometimes I felt that it is so dangerous that I might just hit myself against something. So I deliberately started telling myself, slow down, slow down. And it has now slowed down so much that I'm not even experiencing that kind of, let's say, freedom or electrifying energy. So I wanted to share that with you, like something that has gone
That is
wrong. Mhm.
that is just nothing gone wrong. It's a conditioning. It is
Mm,
ingrained in you, your parents speaking. Slow down, sit down, you will hurt yourself. And that plays into your head. So what, you will hurt yourself? Hmm? Sometimes many negative karmas are released. These
okay.
days, after each class or each meeting, in the first class, I fractured my little toe
Mm,
because I could feel energies of certain people into my left foot, into my left side of the body, and did not know what to do with it. And then
mm,
I banged it into a table and I fractured my little toe. And
mm,
2 days back, I fractured my foot's little finger, a bigger finger. And I realized that something was very heavy on me. And when the accident happened, the whole energy just shifted there and the suffering leaked out through the body. Otherwise, I would
mm,
have gone through psychologically. Don't worry about accidents. Once you are in a higher space of energy, accidents don't happen. Once you
mm,
are in a egoistical kind of confused excitement, accidents will happen, because accidents happen when you create any imbalance with your polarity. I have met many people who have broken their legs, and I asked them their lifestyle, what was it before their leg was broken? Very ferocious, going to parties, drinking every day, and then the leg
mm,
breaks. And
mm,
suddenly life brings them back into stillness. Or sometimes very lazy people suddenly have a very traumatic experiencing, and I ask them what you did. No, I
mm,
was relaxed and all the time very easy. And that's what life pushes you into, a chaos to make your energy move. And once you're too much in chaos, it pushes you back into stillness. And
mm.
sometimes meeting with specific people, you will have accidents. Means their energies are canceling your energy and you're having accidents. So there's
Okay.
a whole science of it, but this is something very childish. This is just your way of controlling your energy. Who are you? You will hurt. Don't give it importance. Go a little bit wild. Enjoy your power and energy. जिंदगी मिलेगी ना दोबारा. Yes, next.
Double.
You are burning out fast, all of you, so might as well enjoy that whole process. Not that you're going to lose anything, because you're always here, you always will be here, but you will miss very important rendition of life, which is called present moment. Maybe it's a boring moment of your life, but this is cosmic. Yes, Dabur, Tomic.
Catching myself in the narrative, and then, for example, Sitaram helped a lot. But if I don't, or if I decide, sometimes it feels that it's almost like a crutch. You're using Sitaram or any other kind of way to stay present, and then if you don't, then the narrative comes back in and it takes over. So, is this something that we can just expect, all the time, and just it gets less and less? For example, the illusion of loneliness for me is something that keeps on happening, appearing, and then when I am grounded with my practices, it's less. But then if I stay off the practices, then it comes back. So is it just something that just have to live with? And especially referring to you saying that this process that we are undergoing in general is a solitary process. I don't know if I'm clear.
Buddha said that to take out a thorn, you need another thorn. And once that both thorns are out, you throw away both the thorns away. So as long as you're suffering from a mind which is suffering from random thoughts, so there you're using the crutch of one mantra instead of having, it's very difficult to drop 1,000 thoughts, but it's very easy to drop one thought. So first you converge all your energies of mindfuck into one mantra. And once that energy becomes integrated, you start to enjoy that. And if you go in a right way, then as I say, after chanting, you give it a silence. Then you realize that noiseless mind, then you become aware the source from where the sound is arising. The one which chants Sita Ram is the point. Let everybody should know this. It's not about the mantra. The deeper process is just look inside. From where and how and who is making this sound? Like Raman Maharaj said, there can be no chant without the self. Chant is the Hanuman, and Hanuman's name is Ramadutaya, the messenger of the self, messenger of the divine. How you think my sound is coming? There is some divine within me which is expressing as a sound. So instead of getting lost into sound, word, and meanings, take your journey backwards, feel the one who is making the sound into you. And that is the right journey. Once you reach there, it's gone. Because you realize then this is the, which is every mantra, every emotion, every movement is arising out of this Kartikeya, awareness and energy, which becomes a chant, which becomes a mindfuck, which becomes everything. So instead of moving like, if you create a cross, you are in the dot, once you're going out. This is the practice of mantra where you go for siddhis. You start to have powers. Other is moving backwards, the one ego in you which is chanting, how it is from, you feel the one who is chanting. That's all. So it is a self-remembering practice as well. People who do not want to go in devotion, this very self is the divine. It's as simple as that. Let everybody should know. The one who is chanting is the divinity, no matter what you think. And there is only this moment. It is doing various things. So it is coming to that dot, which is appearing as a sound. That is what we call Nad Bindu, the energy center which is vibrating the sound. And this energy center, 2 inches below your navel, is where all your movements come from. And this is the center from where the sound comes from. It's called Swadhisthana, the place of the self. Swadhisthana, where it is established. And this is where you are connected with your mother. So mantra, the sound, is on the 3rd level. And before mantra is energy. And before energy is the self. So it's not about when to stop or when not to stop. Once you start to feel the one who is chanting, then it's just question of if you enjoy or not. So right now, your thoughts, your imaginations have become your crutches. Relations have become your crutches. That's why you feel loneliness. You feel crutchless. So you are being given an energy vibration crutch. It is more pragmatic than thoughts. So energy vibration crutch is not a crutch, because if I give you a wave as a crutch, I am also offering you an ocean just below it. But don't say that, oh, wave will come and go, then what I will do, Satyaji? No, once wave is there, this is what Guru Nanak is saying. Contemplate on the sound. Go deep into the sound, you will come across the ocean of the self. But you say wave to wave, then it's a very frivolous life. A wave, when it sees in comparison to other waves, it feels lonely. But when a wave looks at itself, it sees I am the whole ocean. I am connected with every wave. So that's what the point is in this. Entering the vibration of the sound is where you will become aware of yourself, the one who is chanting.
So, because sometimes I feel that. The question is then, is that also an illusion? Because if I was to really see it, I would never have the illusion of loneliness ever again. Or is it normal to? And
No, this concept which you're talking about is bullshit. Doubt your doubts also, brother. Don't just doubt everything. Doubt your doubts also. What if this is also illusion? So what? Anyway, you're not living in any reality. You are living in a fucking illusion anyway. Being a diatomic, going through a spiritual process, or what will happen to me? Nothing is going to happen. You will be here as it is. Just those thoughts won't be there. Doubt the doubt. Not only doubt the technique, but also doubt your lethargy, which says, what if this technique is crutch? I can see the shadow of Krishnamurti here. Have you studied him? Yeah. So it took me 15 years to get rid of Krishnamurti because Krishnamurti's PhD. You cannot join that in high school, you know. You will get very confused. Krishnamurti is very refined. Krishnamurti himself went through a 25 years of rigorous techniques and methods. And then he comes up and says, no technique is needed, sir. And he fucked up so many minds. I know 3 friends of mine who committed suicide because of Krishnamurti. They can't do a technique. They can't really get into life. They are intellectualizing everything. So what Krishnamurti is saying is now, when I listen to him now, it's so fucking beautiful. But you also see that this aesthetic has to be developed. Krishnamurti, listen to him once, matter finished. Because he's bringing you here. He said, there is no distraction, sir. And he's explaining why there is no distraction. He said, you choose to focus and your mind wanders off to something else. But is that a distraction? Because you are aware your mind has wandered off. In context to a promise you made, I will stay focused. But as far as awareness is concerned, there is no distraction. You were before aware of mantra, now you are aware of the distraction. Hence, no distraction. Do you get this? No, I can see nobody got this. The whole point is this. That's why I am saying that he's talking beauty, but the point is, only thing which is not illusion is the one who is looking at the thought. The rest is all crap. And that one which is looking becomes energy and becomes a thought. But when thought is not there, it is back into the self. This presence. That's why Raman Maharishi dropped all the bullshit. He said, just remember I am. Can you feel right now sitting there? Can you feel your presence? And that's all which is needed. But we don't trust that presence because it has no story. It is there in spite of everything. Every bullshit you go through, you're always there. And he says, just remember that. Let your stories be in the background, your presence here, now. Feel this moment and feel yourself being here. That's all. That is the ultimate method. It doesn't need anything else. Then this presence will dance sometimes, sometimes it will sit. But it is difficult in the beginning because you have unexpressed energies. So once those energies are expressed, you are thrown back to yourself. You realize, I am. That's all. And this I am feeling doesn't even go away, even when you die. In your happiness, I am. In your suffering, I am. Everywhere. Without you, there is no cosmos. That's why you are Brahma. There is only one cosmos which Devar is looking. Rest is all characters into that. And you have to look at the point, the one who is aware of this confusion, of this seeking, of this doubts. The one who is shooting the arrows is the culprit. No arrow is wrong. The one who is saying, contemplate on this. And that's why I say that for some people, enter the present sound, or for some people, Just feel your presence in the moment and become stubborn into that. I am. It's not a word, it's a feel. Punjaji said very beautiful thing. When you are aware of a flower, you are aware of the self. It took me a long time to understand that. When you're looking at a flower, there are only two things, you and the flower. And that's what I means, that when you're looking at a flower, when I say flower is looking back at you, means you become aware of yourself, who is looking at the flower. That is self-remembering. That is what called crystallization of self. The difference between a Buddha and you is he never forgets himself. No matter what thought, what story, what blah, 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 he always know I am. Not as a word, a feel. And that feel is what crystallizes. Then when he look into your eyes, he doesn't get lost into your stories. He always knows that here I am, that is the story. And that is the secret, how to move through society, not be impacted. What happens to us is the moment we speak, we leave our palace and go to other people's palaces and get lost there. But if you can speak as well as be aware that I am speaking, and when you're listening, be aware other is speaking and I am listening, you are established. Raman Maharishi said it in a different way. He said, ask who is having the confusion. Ask inside who is having the doubt. And fucked up mind of foreigners, they got into this analysis. Is it my child? No, he's not talking like that. He's saying the one who is saying I am depressed is the light in the projection room. He has forgotten that it is not the screen and the story on it. It is pure light. Without it, there is no movie. That's where you are master, but you don't realize that as yet. Otherwise, you are always a presence. How you think you know you are here around your landscape? And that's what the genius of spirituality is. That's what the purity what Buddha gave. That cut all the mantra and siddhis and practices bullshit. Just come to the simple truth. I am. From I am, it becomes pure amness, a presence. And from that presence, even that dissolves. Then isness of the cosmos. You cannot really say, is it me or is it you? I think we have gone too far. I think I've crossed the PhD level as well. So let's come back to the basic classroom. Does that answer you? Dever, you can smile also. I am giving you so much energy. And you are like as if you have lost the whole world. Come on, man, you're a young man. And I think most good lovers are usually find themselves lonely because they are so stuck into their energy. You know, all the intelligent seekers are very good lovers, but they somehow are too, refined to get into that complication. But actually, the thing is that that's the challenge. When you go through the recycling of your energy through other, you learn a lot. What I learned is from all the witches and the great women I met in my life. Because you are thrown to yourself as you are. You can't pretend. You can alone pretend that I am very spiritual. But as soon as you meet the woman, oh my God, you are full of shit and you're also the king of the cosmos as well, both together. Okay, Deva. Next.
Baba?
Yeah, yeah. Namaste, Satyaji. So my question is regarding this technique only, the Ganesh mantra. So in the last phase, when I used to sit quiet, so I feel sometimes I feel intense sensation in my chest area, and I feel like speaking something. And few times I start chanting Om also, and I feel relaxed after that. So my question is like, can I chant Om in the last phase if I feel like so?
Yes, yes. It's the same thing. Om is the source, Gam is the manifestation of that source. So everything is essentially a sound, but with the tongue and energy, it becomes words and manifestation and the mind and the intellect. But staying with the sound is what it means, remembering the self, because words take you away from the, you create another form through your own being, you become the word. But in pure sound, you're thrown to yourself as you are, just a presence, which Buddha called emptiness, but vibrating with energy around it, dancing energy around it, which Krishnamurti or Raman never tried to tell people to make their life better and easy. They just tell, you are absolute silence, sir. And I freaked out. I started to have epileptic seizures because of that. And then I realized I am a vibrating energy. Till today, I do not go into no mind. I do not want to go there. I get bored there. Now, okay, everything is emptiness and one Brahma. What the fuck? I need to create and form the cosmos around me. Otherwise, this is my true nature anyway. So anyway, coming back, good thing, go into Om, and this longing to speak something is your heart center opening up. Because when Om sound bursts through, it is the heart center which gets activated. Actually, we speak from the head. Otherwise, when really something is spoken, it comes from the heart center. It's the heart making a sound, which appears as what you say. Shlokas. When mind speaks, it's blah, blah, blah. But when heart speaks, it comes in rhythms and flows. That's what sermons are.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Apurva?
Hi, Namaste, Satyaji. My question is that initially also I've always
You put off your, there is no audio.
Yeah, it got muted.
Yeah.
Am I audible now? Is it work? Yeah, thank you. Namaste. So my question is that pehle bhi, I've always been like introverted and not that interested in interacting with the world, which is something that I was trying to change. But for the last year that I have been a bit more into spiritual practices, my internal motivation of socializing even through work and the things that are required like creative pursuits which requires other people and all has really gone down, and I try to reframe my mind by seeing that it's important to build things together, and sometimes you just have to do things in the world, in life, but I constantly struggle with that more so. And some of the practices like your video on energy vampires and protecting energy and home fut and beingness and all helps with managing the experience, but the internal intent or desire to do that is still something that I feel I have to work a lot to to put myself out there or to do it. So if you have any advice on how to manage that.
Pretend, play. You
Sorry?
see, I cannot give you impractical suggestion that, oh, avoid all that. Sometimes you need to go out, but it is something like do a drama. Don't look for sincerity always. Sometimes enjoy doing the drama of being friend, because that's how is your weapon to deal with life. Because you cannot be, okay, I don't want anybody, I don't need anybody, I should be with myself. When you go out, know that you're supposed to play bullshit and you play the bullshit. But that is one side. Other side is that sometimes it's a habit to compromise. Avoid that habit to compromise. Sometimes stand for yourself. Don't do all that. Don't give yourself justifications. Criterion is If you really want to understand Shakti, go by the feel. Ask yourself, is this necessary? And also feel that how your body feels about it. That is the final thing which everybody should come to. Your body knows, your mother knows. And always rely on the body. If body does not want to go a certain place, for that you have to be connected with the body. And that's a right decision. Mind can say, oh, that will be good business and this and that. That is besides the point, you know. But body, in the beginning, when body wakes up, then you have a big bitch with you. It won't let you do certain things. And that is a blessing happening to you because it's killing the bitch of your mind. So understand this, that your body knows. And that's why I say once you become aware of the level of your attractions, your energy vibrations, and your just body, like this happens to me every day. I am sitting having a chai in a cafe. A guy comes and stands up behind me, ordering something, and I see my body getting up and walking away and standing at a distance.
Hmm.
It functions like an animal, constantly aware and maintaining its frequencies, protecting its frequencies. And most of the time, we are compromising for somebody else's bullshit or for your own bullshit. And that's what your question is about. Otherwise, if you feel like spending time with yourself, do that. And once you become established, then half of these problems will disappear. Once you are acquainted with yourself, then going out in situations, you will be not relying on them, depending on them. You will just share as much you would like to. And when you don't feel like sharing, have courage to walk away also. Let's say, enough for today. I gave you half an hour, 1 hour. Now I will go away. You understand what I'm saying? Socially, we get trapped into situations. Just walk away awkwardly. That's what I mean, become a bit crazy also. Somebody is telling their story, and right in the middle of the story, you get up and walk away. And that is so powerful and beautiful. All the energy returns to the other, is left into shock. What the fuck just happened? Why did she walk away? But that's what I am saying, that you have to break those psychological barriers. People will respect you more. Otherwise, once you give a energy less time to others, people disrespect you. You understand what I'm saying? That you have to, who will go with you is you alone. So you have to find a balance. I'm not saying do this or do that. Once you have given enough time to yourself, then learn here and there what is useful for your expansion. This is the criterion. Will you expand in that situation as a human being, or in the name of being with others, you will end up feeling fucked up and contracted? That is the criterion. So trust the body. No volume. Jeet,
Yeah,
have
I
you?
think I think Jeet might have muted me. So thank you for that insight. Sometimes I think where the confusion happens is when the situation is what my body senses that is good for my goal and growth, but there are certain people who are like very strong players there who I know will be maybe bad in the short term. So I feel like I have to balance this trade-off where I know it is good for me, but in the short term, it's going to be like extremely demotivating. I guess it's just about finding
That's what life
balance.
is, dear. There's not going to be smooth ride. And by breaking many times your legs, you learn to run also rightly. So, because I know this, because many times I rejected this feeling about people. Then I sort of, maybe I was wrong. Then I invited
Yeah.
those people. Then I realized that I was right. Year back, my intuition, my body was telling, avoid that person. So I invited them and I felt fucked up within 1 hour. So trust that intuition which your being is developing. It has it, Each animal is given a defense system because it has to live with other 1.7 billion other animals. And every animal is not your friendly animal. So you have to learn to smell it, sense it. That's why vital center is very important. Everything
Yeah.
is right, but my belly doesn't say yes. Try telling that to somebody. They will think you are gone crazy. Yes, somehow my belly is not agreeing with you. And for women, it is much more. And women, this center is more repressed because it is also center for fear. And once that center becomes strong, it becomes center for courage. And once courage is there, then you always stand for yourself. You say, fuck everything else. If I doesn't feel okay, it doesn't feel okay. And it's not going to be smooth. I tell you that as you start to develop a spine, you will have problems with people. And
Exactly.
it's up to you how you deal with that. Whether you calmly state a fact or you defensively, apologetically express yourself. That's where you go wrong. As being an
Yeah.
Indian woman working in circle, you are apologetic. No, simply say, I do not like it. That's it. No explanation.
Right. Thank you for explaining that fear center and intuition center are linked because this exactly has happened to me. Last year, I was confused about a professional decision, and I thought I'm feeling fear, but it was actually my intuition saying no, and I had an accident because I went ahead with the decision. I feel like it was strongly linked because it really happened at the same time. So I'm trying to distinguish that what is fear versus what is intuition. I'm trying to build that inner awareness a bit better.
Yes, trust it. Trust is the way to invite that. Don't doubt it. Trust it. Next, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Kirti is next.
Okay, be
Thank you
quick
so
with
much.
questions, please, because don't take long to explain. I am 60 years old. You say two sentences, I understand the whole picture.
Okay, Satyaji, Namaskar. I'll try to be quick. When I joined this practice, like with you, I was already under the process of having that energy building up, Kundalini, whatever we can name it. And the reason is like energy was getting up, you have no control over it. And that's when I found you. And then with my other physical ailments, I have a lot of other health issues as well. Like with the help of you, like I have been able to find a channel for my things, like home practice and gibberish have helped me a lot. But still the pendulum, that at one point energy is so much it cannot be contained. I feel like it is much, and then there are energy crashes because of my physical ailments or mental whatever, that I just can't even move. So this pendulum is going on in me, even though I know the masculine feminine are there in me. Like I could find a balance with them, but the energy balance, it is like I'm not able to find that at all.
Because you have not accepted your female yet. This is all male issues.
Mm-hmm.
You like the exciting high, but it crashes. Maybe it relaxes. Maybe the feminine in you is the most avoided and ignored. So work on that.
Okay.
And these pendulums are going to be there. That's what I am explaining, that when wave is going down, we call it a collapse, but it could also be called resting. Your energy is going into a rest after living in excitement. And there is a difference. It's like in sex, when male erection goes down, he thinks he's going wrong as a male. No, his energy is relaxing so he can receive energy. Then again, I have to keep on connecting this with sexuality because it's all sexual movement. You like to be male, active, rah, 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 because, but when it comes to your body and being female, you're not there really. For you, it's a collapse. Does this make sense? Does it? Hit
This
a note?
100% makes sense.
Yes, so that's what you need to do with Accept your female, the body, its needs, its
Mhm.
relaxation.
Yeah, that's why the exhaustion and the tiredness word comes up in my head in every time.
You see, each
You are
action,
right.
after each intense action, it can enter into beautiful relaxation if your mind doesn't resist it. If your mind resists it, it becomes an exhaustion.
Mm.
Once you're relaxed and once somebody is tired, both look the same, but one is enjoying that. You see, when you're exhausted, your mind also slows down. We don't even realize that. It's your mind pushing, oh, I should be moving. But if you relax, sink into that empty, beautiful, dark, velvety space, that is the point. That is the feminine.
I have
Fire and water. हाँ जी. और कुछ है? Or your
yes,
audio
I have second question. Yeah, sorry.
quickly, please.
Yeah, so this whole my spiritual journey started almost like 4 years ago when my mother passed away. I will say it was not easy, of course it is not, but the gift of that death of my mother was the spiritual journey which I started that time. Like there's no regret about that. But now from some time what is happening is I'm seeing my mother in my dreams, and for days the touch stays, like her voice stays, and I'm sorry, and I don't know what to do about that.
Because your mother has died, but you have not died with her. Because the part your mother was defining is also died. It's not your mother's death you're mourning. You're mourning your death. Because nobody else is going to define you the way the mother defined. It's with every relation. We never mourn the death of the beloved ones. We mourn the ego's part which died with that person, which will not be defined again by anybody. Now she has disappeared.
Yeah, she'll put her camera off.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So you are not mourning at your mother, you are mourning at yourself. So don't go into self-pity.
Okay.
Nobody mourns anybody. Remember this. When somebody leaves you, you don't mourn them. You mourn your loss. Poor me. It's selfish. And it may sound cruel and brutal. No, everybody loves themselves. You understand how mother you felt with your mother. That's what you wanted, not how your mother felt with you. And once that mother is gone, now you're not feeling the same way, and you are not letting that death happen to you. You're keeping it alive in the dreams. Die as a daughter. Otherwise, you will bother her next life also by keep on remembering her past. This is how many people are stuck. Even when they take birth in new bodies, their old relatives keep on missing them. It is so fucking selfish. Let them go. Please move on. We had a nice ride together. Please continue with your journey. I am happy. I don't miss you. That's not something bad. That's something beautiful. Get it? Okay, next.
Vanchika.
Namaste, Satyaji. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Satyaji, my question is, as you were talking about the physical accidents that have happened to you, so basically in recent times, even I was also suffering with some physical type of accidents, like not big one. Like for example, I just cut my pinky finger and there was a lot of blood flowing. And then after that also recently, I was just simply walking and there was like a wire and my eye almost got twisted. It was just saved from, the cornea being torn from that lower lid. So after all, and many such accidents were happening, in some recent year, I would say. So if like the frequency was so frequent, like, the one accident, the scar would still remain and the next one would happen. So my, grandmother on mom's side, she consulted, a panditji, though I'm not a believer of this astrological charts, that how your birth date and time can define how your life would be. But somehow when he just looked at my, she shared the details of my birth and birthplace and stuff. And then he might have replied to her that, she might be sort of suffering a lot because Rahu was ruling my charts from January 2024. So she was kind of having a tough time. And honestly, there were some details, that he just revealed by, seeing the charts. Like, for example, the thing which he said, which kind of amazed me, was like, I have this allergy to cold. Like, when I take up a bath or if I'm introduced to anything cold, my body would get hives. And he just said the exact thing, that she might even be having a problem in bathing, she might be having itching intense. And I was entirely shocked by this phenomena. And when I became aware of this, that my mom told, you're suffering from this thing, and they had to, and he also suggested certain rituals, to neutralize the effect. I was first of all shocked by the way, he said that she would be having a tough time and stuff like that. And somewhere the question which stuck me was not these all things were happening, because somewhere when all of this was happening, to be honest, I wasn't really feeling I'm suffering a lot, because to me it was just happening after another. And I was like, it's fine, because my thought process, somehow it has been conditioned in this way. Like, I cut my pinky finger, so I was like, come on, it's just a pinky finger and it's not gone, otherwise it would have just gone. Or my eye, it was just saved, otherwise it could have been gone entirely. But on other end, I feel like sometimes, is it a habit of gaslighting also? Like, I have an issue. It's not actually looking at the issue. It's just like I am using some another thought to sort of neutralize that effect where I not feel that suffering anymore. But somewhere underlying, like when he said that, I just became aware of this fact. Is it like really legit, because the problem which I have, especially this allergy to cold, sometimes I feel, it's just like, and I consulted my doctor, and I also had like a skin disease recently which I was diagnosed last July, like lichen planus. And I asked, why is it happening, is it a certain pathogen or something? And he's like, it's an autoimmune disease. Like, so I was just like, why is it like, first of all, the question is, are these astrological charts that powerful that your life is almost destined? And also this habit of gaslighting, where I usually try, to sort of cover up the things, with, maybe, doing my task list, or, covering it with some other sorts of productivity. But I also realized that somewhere it's like I am covering up things on the outer side, but when I sit down, there are moments when I totally crash and just simply cry, why it's happening all in one go. So I just wanted to ask your insight, like, how do I deal with this psychology that sometimes I'm just very, on the outer side, it's very strong, nothing is happening, no pain, everything is fine and stuff. But internally, I crash sometimes, like, how do I deal with it? I'm just getting hollow from inside and just sort of maintaining that image that, it's not crashing.
You see, this society, this pressure of society, when we're brought up as children, we are pressured into certain mindset by our parents, and we learn to adjust with them. I just remember today I was washing dishes and I was arguing with my father. At specific time, I am telling him what I felt like, which I never did that when I was that young. Because that is the points where exactly I crushed myself because of the father's pressure. And my young boy in me at age of 60 is still talking to him and telling him what I felt like. You understand what I'm saying? So we learn to gaslight ourselves, because if we don't, what is waiting for us is a social disaster, so-called social disaster, that you may not want to do certain things and you're forcing yourself to do things. And that's where accidents also happen. because your polarity is disturbed. How nature wanted you to move, you are not moving, then accidents happens. Understand what I'm saying? So astrological charts are just telling, you see, these locations of planets have infinite meanings, but they are only telling you the meanings only according to what parents or the readers want to know. Otherwise, it has many, many significances. It is just telling you energetically where there is an imbalance. For example, you have problem with the cold, that means your heat, your fire is not activated enough. And that implies a social compromise which has happened. Because if your fire wakes up, you might not compromise, you know. So somewhere you have to face that issue, that how you are compromising your energy in the circumstances you are living in. That is the first and the foremost. Because I see most of the youth are compromising their energies. The fear is of not having a career or not having the right whatever. They may get a career, but they lose a life also. They may get everything, but they don't have anything. So this shift has to happen socially, where child is trained to follow their energy, not the social or parental norm. You know? So this fulfillment of expectations sometimes, and then your ego gets trained to see itself also through how everybody looks at you. That's where your own gaslighting happens. Because then you start to avoid the fire and go for something comfortable, which is some other job or something. So again, the body is the answer. How your body feels, whatever you're doing and whatever is happening, how does your body feel? So it's something, for example, studies, you know, college studies and all that. First off, children do not know right way to study. Other, they force themselves. So they energetically become very, almost like a mental machine. So there are many things with that. So yes, polarity gets imbalanced because of how we adjust to social circumstances. And if you start to have accidents, means you have still a rebellious energy, which will, instead of breaking your leg, how the astrologer said, you will suffer a lot. Because if you are doing a meditation, astrologically, you're supposed to go through lots of suffering. You end up cutting your little finger, that's all. Because as far as stars are concerned, it will happen. But in what degree it will happen, it's up to the person. You may lose millions, or you may lose 10 rupees. Question is, stars are not saying how many millions you have to lose. They say you have to lose something. So that's why this Jyotishis makes you do, okay, give donation to so much, so loss will not happen because you're intentionally doing your loss and all that. So there are little, techniques and methods. And that's why I insist that make your energy stronger than your mind. That is the only solution. Because analytically, I can tell you 1,000 things. Don't do this, don't do that. But behind you have to have a strong charge of your being, which burns everything. Okay?
Thank you, Satyaji.
Okay, I think we say no more new hands up, but let these finish and then see how we feel up. Yeah. Okay, Sajan is next.
Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Namaste, Satyaji. I just wanted to ask that, like, in the morning, I did all the practices and all, and I was feeling really good, and I was going on for a walk, and I wrote the schedule like next 2.5 hours, as you said, right? How do you like project your whole day and what direction you want to go, so that you manifest things like that. So 2.5 hours I always write down after meditation, like overviewing things like what should I do, and all. So on that day, in the starting, I did all the physical exercises. I was feeling very good and enjoying, and I was going right. Then in the next 2.5 hours, I decided that I'll be uh, going to the app, Satyajit's app, and listening to him. Everything's gonna be good and all. Then suddenly I felt that I need to meditate. Like I was going it, I was feeling very enjoying. And Osho said that I listened to Osho, and I remembered that he said that when you're very happy and enjoying, you really need to meditate. That is where when you're really close to divine. And I just thought that okay, I remembered that I need to do it. Then I got greedy and I just listened to Satyajit's course again coming there. Then I got really crazy. I went through so much because I didn't listen to my inner voice. I just went to imbibe Satyaji and learn more things about him that I found out was very greedy of me. Then I couldn't meditate and all. I just slept off, and in the morning again I followed the same pattern. Then I found out that if something comes in the inner side, what to do? I need to follow that. Otherwise, if I'm greedy and because I need to get something, if I follow that, is it accurate, Satyaji? I need to follow my inner voice, and what I enjoy, I need to pursue that, so that growth happens. If I'm too greedy and distracted from that and trying to pursue to extract something, it's like already it's getting fucked.
I don't think it needs my answer. You already have the answer.
Okay. Thank you.
You already know the answer, man.
Okay.
It's your mind, the greed only. So it will always bring you to disaster because you're running after a projection. Stay with the moment. Don't plan for the whole day. Just do what you're enjoying and see next comes as a next sprout. It doesn't need my energy, what you're asking. You need to figure it out. Next, please.
Yeah, Monica.
Namaskar, Satyaji. I wanted to ask, uh, as you said that your intuition, you need to trust your intuitions and avoid people whom you feel like not connecting with or something. I have issue in my office, especially in with bosses. Like they want you to agree on something. If I agree with like nod, if I just nod or something, they want you to say something. Monica, why are you not saying? You need to say no. I said yes, it's okay. Like just nod or something, but they want your words or energy. I'm really I love being alone, or alone in the sense ki I feel their manipulation when they are manipulating or doing stuff which just for the sake of agreeing, or like higher, for the sake of higher authorities or something. But why is how can I control this with colleagues? I'm okay, they feel something strange is with me, or I speak straightforwardly on face, but what to do in that case? Hello.
Pretend. You don't carry your sincerity and openness in your offices like that. Don't play individual there. You are into a compromise situation, which is a job. You have to compromise. So accept the rules of your battlefield. So there, put yourself inside, protected with, there you pretend. Do the drama. Yes, sir. Wonderful. And make him a chutia. You understand? This is what girls don't agree to do. But girls can go a long way into the society. Oh, I am so untouchable. How they are manipulating me. Fuck that. Manipulate them. You understand
Can
what
I
I am
say?
saying?
Yes, yes. Can I
So
say
do
something?
the drama.
Yes, but from my banks, as in I'm working with a bank, I feel more connected because I am working for bank. I'm not working for a boss. If something is wrong that they are doing, I need to say it like once only or twice. If they are okay with it, it's okay. Otherwise, I am
Say
more
it.
should be honest to my bank for which I am for which from where I am getting my bread and butter or something like that. So I feel I don't want to be आई डोंट वांट टू मतलब कि मैं अपने बैंक के अगेंस्ट
So that's what
आई
now I'm telling you this. No, I am saying, no, play the game. Play the game well. Do acting. You don't
एज
have, you
इन
see, these are the two attitudes. One is people say, oh, I don't feel like doing this. But whereas you keep compromise everything else. But with this situation, play the game. You have to just pretend. Aren't you pretending in your life? But do it consciously. That's where it becomes fun. Men are so easy to manage to handle. Just
नो
you're
शी इज
taking
नॉट
yourself too
मैन
seriously. No, you're taking yourself too seriously. This is not something you should ask me these kind of questions because
ओके
don't bring me this office politics and this is really headache for me because no matter what I
वन
tell you, there will be karmically new situations will be there till you do not learn to stand for yourself. Life will keep on pushing you in situations where you will have to face this issue. What I can do about your boss, but what I can tell you this is that you see, take it each day by each day. Today you need to be honest. You say, sir, I do not feel like talking. There's nothing to say. Or you can say, oh, that is nice. People just need to be acknowledged, just understand in a compassionate way also. I realized that very simple thing I realized. Wherever I used to live I changed many houses in many cities. I would feel there was hostility of the people towards me. But now whenever I go for a walk, any old man passing by me of my age, I do namaste and smile. Everything is amazing. Energy changes. But because we play this, oh, I am better, I don't play all these games, you create hostility. So when you are living in a shared circumstances, you have to know the rules of that game. Your individuality is good in a jungle or in your room alone. But when you go into shared territory, you need to understand the laws there. Otherwise, you're playing a brat child. And most of the people are lonely and suffering because as an ego, they're brats. If I don't feel like, so if Shah Rukh Khan comes and say, hello, Monica, and he was, yes, sir. Da, 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 da. Huh? What happened here? Huh? So, you see, learn your hypocrisy also. This is your hypocritical. These are not real issues.
so
Kutta
one
hota
more
hai na, you can just shoo them away also, or you can pat them. It's up to you. Why you're asking me? It's not something very important also. There are
sir, one
thousand
more
compromises with me. Yes.
one more thing can I chant Sam Sadashiv instead of Sitaram and
What is your problem with Sitaram? सबको
nothing
अपनी
I
खुजली निकालनी है. अब यही तो प्रॉब्लम, सेम प्रॉब्लम यू हैविंग इन ऑफिस. Can I do Sadashiv Sitar? So do that. No, why the fuck are you here then? Because I told you 100 times that its balance is your left and right. Sadashiv and all, I do not their composition and they will create you too much Viragya and all that. So that is not your make. You are working in a bank. You are a woman. You need to connect with your energy. But you want to go Om Namah Shivayas and go beyond and all that, then you have split personality, and then you ask me what is happening with me, Satyaji. Because at the core, you are making mistakes. Ya to meri suno, ya fir apni karo.
नहीं sir.
This is the fifth time somebody is asking, they have problem with Sitaram. I explained today's post what Sitaram is. Balancing your left and right. It's a technical practice like breathing. It's not about your belief system. Sitaram is Shiva. God, when you guys will get it, that I am not propagating a certain faith or something. I'm showing you the whole technology of being human being energy, how you can create balance with those energies. Yes, next.
Marisha.
Namaste, Satyaji. Um, I have a feeling that I think you've sort of answered the question that I had, which was largely that I tend to feel this real heaviness on the right side of my body. Specifically, when I'll close my eyes after doing a mantra. Um, yeah, uh, that's essentially what I wanted to ask. That there is always this heaviness on the right side of my body. If I'll go for long walks, there'll be a slight pain on my right side. I've fractured my little finger on the right side. I've fractured my little toe on the right side. So is this the same imbalance that you talk about? And
It's a unexpressed fire, unexpressed male side. And people who are feeling heaviness or weirdness in their left side, they're unexpressed feminine artistic side, emotional side. And whereas your right side, that means you need to get into some kind of fire action with will, with logic, and express that side also. Not only being very feminine and all that. This is where the polarity happens within us. And I used to have this left side problem, but as soon as I started to go more into feminine aspect of me, means feeling, singing, crying, and all that, then I realized the romantic side is left side, right side is practical and functional side. And you need to live this both aspects of your personality. Don't choose one over the other. Socially, we are forced to do that. So we need to either you become too logical all the time, then you are emotional chaos, and then you start to reject your feminine because it's emotional chaos, or you become too hyper logical and you reject the male for being, whatever. But whereas fire energy, the active energy, the male inside you, the aggressive aspect of you need to come out. Otherwise, it is hurting you.
which is something that I feel that, and I generally do feel like that I am very aggressive and very active, but I also feel very, um, like it's like it needs to be controlled, or that it's not coming out or being channeled in a proper way. So I'm at a loss for what I
No,
should do
no,
here.
it's there's no problem. It's just how you're managing it. You think your aggressive side only in context to relations. Here, aggressive means you can be aggressive alone in a jungle also. Scream, dance, jump, throw stones,
Mhm.
jump
So if I
upside
go for
down,
like long hikes, then I feel a lot
whatever.
better.
Still, it's yeah, whatever. You need to go a little bit more crazy than that. You need to maybe learn martial arts or something like that. That will help
Or
you a lot.
play a sport, like a would that be okay, or just martial arts?
I'm just giving you general idea. You
Oh,
need to express your fire, otherwise it burns the relations. It doesn't mean the fire is wrong. It means it is not finding the right place to express itself.
okay.
That's why people who are doing martial arts, they are actually less prone to aggression because they're releasing it. People who are more expressive and crazy consciously, they never go crazy. Because we are every day generating lots of power, but either it is used by your mind or your some of your ego aspect, but it's never given its due respect. Mind energy, emotional energy, physical energy, all three energies has to be lived every day.
And on the other hand of this, I sing. I am a creative person. Um, so so it's not like I have to stop that. I just need to sort of work on the expression of the fire energy. That's it.
Yeah, you got the point.
Okay.
Not only sing, do some galis also when you're alone. Bhen chod, mother chod, maa ki chut. So then you will say, oh my God, who is this? And that is what you need to find out. because I am trying to make you aware you have the more refined anybody looks, I know they have very dark side inside them, which they're sitting on. Because in your expressing also, you're using your left hand and expressing. You're not using your right hand. You're afraid of your right.
Yeah, I do
You're
feel that.
using both hands like how I use, you're using only your left hand speaking to me. So I am just saying, I use this bad word to shock your mind also that for me, it's neither negative or positive. It's we play games with our energy. Oh, this is not okay. This is okay. That's what I want you to understand. Everything is okay if done alone with yourself, not hurting anybody. You need to get aggressive with your energy, push your limits. Doesn't mean in relations if you do that. Of course, there will be a damage because the rate of expression which you need, relations can't provide you, then it explodes with frustration. Like I exploded on Monica, because my mind is not designed for fixing all these small things. This you should handle. So otherwise my energies build up, then it's what the fuck? And then I freak out. But doesn't mean something is wrong with me or wrong with it. It's a wrong placement of the situations. There should be awareness about that. That are you in a situation where your energy is not finding that expression which you need? And the bad side is we do not know what we need. We only know how we adjust as a social animal to others, to the situations. We do not know as an animal what this body, stand naked in front of mirror and look at yourself, what this person needs. Do you know what this needs? Or is it just right wife or right husband or right daughter? Or what is this animal came with an energy destiny? Does it find its expression? These are the real questions. Then everything around settles. You understand what I'm saying, Marisha? These are
Almost.
energy issues. Don't solve them with psychology. These are energy issues. Energy issues means energy is not finding the expression. Become creative, form something, dance something, use your hands to express with clay or something. That's what my whole creativity thing is about. Because our unexpressed energy is only which becomes destructive in accidents and this and that, energy unable to express. Know your dark side also. Because male is associated with destruction, but it is never associated with wisdom, the brilliance of light, that is the male, and reflection of the female like water, understanding of the wisdom. Does this answer your question, or still there's a doubt?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm
It
just
is,
frozen right now. So
it what?
uh, I just feel frozen right now. I don't
Froze
know
it.
what to say. Frozen. Um, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, right now you're crying, it just implies that it is nothing psychological. Energetically, you need much more expression. And don't think when I say male or female, the feminine, the aggressive feminine and the passive feminine. Essentially, there is no male female. It's the two forms of one feminine energy because it's the mother's body which gives birth to a boy also. So essentially, we're talking about Shakti, its various aspects: emotional, aggressive, creative, silent, passive. All this rainbow within you, mostly none of you, even myself, I've still struggled with it. All aspects are unable to live and we don't even recognize. Hence, we choose few territories in our head, in our mind, as a seeker or as a whatever, and we start to consume all our energies into that, and that fries your brain. You go through a mental exhaustion because some energies are need to be lived out through the body, Some energies, emotional energies, are lived out through emotion. The day I sing a song for 2-3 hours out of emotion for life, I feel most healthy. And just before that, I was feeling everything is a problem. So see yourself as an energy being and ask there that what you need to do with your energy, what you are avoiding not doing, and what you enjoy to do. Okay.
Thank you.
In the coming sessions, I think many of you need Shakti mantras because either Shakti is used for siddhis and powers, or some getting some job done from the Shakti, wealth benefits or this and that, but nobody is connecting with Shakti. And once you do Shakti mantras, you are activating a wisdom, the mother wisdom in you. And your mind is a child, it is lost. And when mother wisdom comes, that's where you need, because many people start with, you see, it's very interesting. All are the women who are asking me, can I do Om Namah Shivaya? Can I do Sadashiv or this and that? It's very interesting. Hardly any woman I meet who says, I want to do Durga mantra or this and that. Why is that? Because they don't like their being female. They like the opposite aspect, whereas they don't understand Shiva is Durga and he's manifesting through Durga. And if you don't connect there, you're pissing him off. You do not like Shiva's beloved and you call her Maya and reject her and do all that. And best way to let a boss like you respect his wife and you are in good numbers. And this is basic Hindu strategy that if you want to do anything in your life, first create reverence for Shakti, do her mantras, not for any benefit, just to connect with her and notice the changes which come into you. It will blow your mind because energy has every solution, but your mind is a child, it has none solutions. Next. Yes, Anshu. Last one. Put on your volume, please. There's no sound.
No, you're still not audible. It's unmuted, but there's no sound coming through.
No sound.
No sound. Just try unplugging your headphones and speak into the laptop. No. No, sorry, the audio is not coming. Okay, yeah, just type your question.
You see, the very important point which we overlook, which I overlooked within myself also was, which relates to what I am saying, is that we haven't been touched deeply emotionally yet. And that is our deepest need. We hope to get deeply emotionally touched. Everybody is touching superficial aspects. Why you think there is so much need for entertainment on TV? People are watching family dramas and all that. Because you are not getting deeply emotionally touched. And that emotional touch happens only in certain. That's why I'm asking you to connect with nature, because only in nature, and with that your energy, because with humans there is a complexity with that emotion. Always you have to edit it, control it, and adjust to the other, whereas there is an uncharted deep emotion within you for life, for yourself, and that is waiting for expression. And that's what truly love means. When this, because I felt many times, more than speaking, our deepest need is to sing. More than others listen to your story, your deepest need is to sing. And how many of you agree with that? I can see nobody agrees with that. But that is the need. Because you need to flow emotionally. Once you let your electricity flow, you plug in with this and it gives you back. And that's what you're looking for. So, like Beatles says, all you need is love. Ta 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 ta. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. That unity of vibration with everything, vibrating together with everything is what your need is. That's what love is. That's why shake, chant, become a sound. Then try this sometimes. I would experiment. Go to a jungle if you can find time. Chant for half an hour, om loud. Then look at trees. Some of you may have tears coming to your eyes because oh my God. Cosmos is called creation of love. Means not in the sense we know love. It's created out of its own body. It's Shiva's form only which has become all this. So it is a movement of love. And it reveals itself only through energetic connection with it, not intellectual. You have to vibrate with it. And our deepest need is to vibrate with life. We seek people to vibrate with, happens little bit, then disaster happens. But we constantly want to vibrate with life. And we are afraid of vibration also. So our deepest need is unrestricted flow of your emotion, your energy. Okay. So I think Anshu.
Yeah, the question has come in the chat. She's written it.
Yeah.
So it's regarding intuition. She's saying that she has issues with acting upon those intuitions and not sure if it is an intuition or if it is something else. And then she regrets not acting upon those intuitions. So I guess the question is how to discern whether it really is an intuition or something else.
As I said, from the body you can know. And you have to kind of get a little bit poetic also. You seem to be the intellectual type, Anshu. So you need to kind of become more connected with the body and energy to feel what is intuition. Intuition is something which you not only feel in your mind, you feel a current in your whole body also. You feel not a current or a shock, but a rush of energy when your whole system says yes to something, or whole system rejects something. But when it's intellectual, when you're thinking, it is not intuition. We are not sensitive enough. We first impression, our body tells us everything. But before we can do it, as Vanshika said, we gaslight our feelings and start to cover it up with ideas and thoughts, and then we miss the train. Otherwise, we are not trained to trust what we feel in situations. We are trained to doubt it, question it, and become convenient slaves to everything else. Because why most of the people do not go for intuition and energy? Because it creates problems. You will not fit into many things because your energy will rebel. So it doesn't mean you create chaos in your life. That means you learn how to make your strikes, how to take care of yourself. So it's that's why very important. Open your body, get in touch with your body, feel your body. Your body is the center for the wisdom of the cosmos. Whole Taoism is based on the trust into the body. And do you know that during the day, your body has a specific cosmic speed with which you should move? But either you're moving too fast or you're sitting and resting. But your body has a specific cosmic speed with which you should move. You lift a cup like this, or you lift a cup like this, and you will feel the whole body is involved into that. When you lift that cup, that is a cosmic move. But when your hand moves and pick up, something else. So a total being, one body, one mind, it's all one. Functioning from there, but you have to start with Shakti, with energy. You have to connect with energy. So this time I will tell you guys how to chant rightly the Shakti mantras. But only condition is that do not talk around with people what you are doing. And how to teach you that I will see, because depending on different people, they have a different approach and different needs. For that, there will be some basic general network or groundwork. But these mantras has to be approached not in a traditional way. They have not been used as a Kali, self-aware Kali, Swambhu, means energy which is self-aware. They were either used to get some benefit or fix some problem, but they never used woman for woman's sake. That I just want to feel you, that's all. And that is where you start to ride the tiger of life. So I'm teaching you just in a contemporary way, bhakti for life. And it is your intention, or the Brahma's intention is for yourself, to get to know yourself from your point of view. This is what you're trying to do, to get to know yourself from your point of view. Right now, you know yourself from others' point of view. Remember this, get to know yourself from your point of view. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Namaste.